all-new Dr. Phil. Today's show ends like this.
I want to apologize for the way I behaved on stage.
You have to see what leads up to it.
Everybody thinks that I'm a mess.
But she's living in a house her parents own.
But you're not paying rent?
They're even caring for her kids.
You've had to bribe her, give her tires for her car, for her to come see her children?
They say she's a lazy, lying mooch.
She slept in the house while she mowed the lawn.
No, I did not. How many times did I come out and give you water?
You stuck your head out the window and said, quit making so much noise. I'm trying to sleep.
If you're going to sit here and make up stories,
You're the one telling lies, and we all know
I'm
it.
not speaking to you right now.
You can hear what I have to say.
I'm not listening.
You want to come in here with a pissy attitude, like you're doing me a favor to be here? Who the hell do you think you are? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'm trying to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. I want you to meet Christy. Her family says she is a lazy, lying mooch. But that's not all. Her mother says Christy is also an extortionist who demanded her water bill be paid and an agreement signed allowing her new boyfriend to continue living in their condo before she would even agree to come here today. Her mother says being bribed by Christy is nothing new. She says Christy is a master manipulator who hasn't paid rent in 10 years, is a neglectful parent who prefers questionable men, and partying over her own children. Now, it was her 14-year-old daughter, who wrote to me in a compelling and urgent email. Quote, my mother is an alcoholic who just doesn't get it. That if she doesn't stop drinking, she's going to die. 14-year-old child wrote me this. Christy is currently living rent-free in her parents' condo, and when Mom opened the door for us to get a peek inside, there was no sign that she had cut down on her drinking. Take a look.
Christy is living in a duplex we purchased, and she does not pay rent. This is the garage. Most of the time there's a lot more beer and bottles of liquor and stuff. When you go in the house, just cluttered and everything all over the place, clothes on the floor.
My parents are scared to kick her out.
We've spent probably $147,000 on her. We live from paycheck to paycheck, and it's just unfair.
So Christy lies about not having money, and then she'll show up in a pair of new jeans, or her hair's done, she's got new boots.
She's an accountant, but she won't get up and go to work because she drinks or parties at night and can't wake up.
I choose vodka because it tends to give me that buzz or that drunk a lot quicker. The beer I can't drink unless it's completely cold. So this is my backup.
Christy is definitely an alcoholic. She starts out in the morning and goes till night.
Many times she's just too drunk to really function. Her words are slurred and she can't make a lot of sense. She's just in bad shape.
In the last 3.5 years, we've picked Christy up 40 to 50 times because she was drunk and couldn't drive home.
This is the local hospital where we have brought Christy probably 8 times. One time she had a 0.5 alcohol level, and the doctor said she shouldn't even have been alive at 0.5.
Christy doesn't get it.
I am really done with my daughter's freeloading, drinking, and irresponsible behavior. She needs to stop now.
Christy's parents say 3.5 years ago, things got so bad with Christy, they said, look, I'm not even going to let these daughters go home to her. And they haven't given them back since.
Christy has 2 daughters, and she doesn't make them her priority.
Because of the drinking, Christy was not getting them to school on a regular basis.
I would run over to her house and wake everybody up and try and get the girls to school, and all she's doing is sleeping. And it even got to the point where they were removed from their school because of their tardies and absences.
My parents made the decision to take the girls
We just called Christy and said, we're not bringing the children home until you get your act together. That conversation was 3.5 years ago, and we've had them ever since. We have taken over the responsibility of raising Christy's daughters 100%. In the last 3 months, Christy's seen her daughters twice. Christy will use her daughters as leverage with us. One time she wouldn't go to their soccer games until she had tires on her car, so we paid $600. Another time she needed her gas bill paid because she didn't have hot water.
Christy not being there causes a lot of problems between her and her daughters, especially her older daughter. They fight pretty often. They've had screaming matches. She sends them on this emotional roller coaster because she shows up just when she feels like it, and then she yells at them and tries to be a mom. It's incredibly hard to see Christy do this to her kids.
Okay, you've had to bribe her to come see your children? You've
Yes.
been... You had to give her tires for her car, for her to come to a soccer game, to go. You've been picking her up drunk. She's been driving drunk with these children. She's been doing all of these things. Why hasn't somebody? I mean, I understand her acting crazy. She's drunk, but you two aren't drunk.
No?
I think we just kept hoping that she would turn it around, and you know, every year or two she'd start getting a little bit better, and so we just do what we thought we needed to do.
Look, everybody that comes on this show is a teaching tool. There are 2.7 million grandparents in America raising their grandchildren. A large percentage of that is because their daughters and sons are on drugs or alcohol, so they've defaulted to their parents to raise their children.
I think some of it is she would always lead us to think that, okay, I'm done, I'm going to fix myself. I'm joining AA, I've gotten into this rehab, the county rehab, I'm going to do this, I have stopped drinking, I haven't drank in 3 weeks. I'm fixing it, I've got it, I'm in control, we'd have hope again.
But
Things
10
would
years?
change.
You're like Charlie Brown kicking the football?
Yeah.
Listen, this
Absolutely.
time, seriously, this time I'm going to do it.
I guess I just didn't realize how fast time was going by.
And I don't know if we realized how bad it was.
Do you
the
now?
whole time. We do now.
Yes.
You didn't write me.
No.
You didn't write me.
We wrote in a few
A
times.
14-year-old child wrote 2 emails just minutes apart recently. On December 18th of last year at 6:40 p.m., here's what she wrote. Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm a 14-year-old girl who really needs your help. My grandpa and aunt have written you before. My mother is an alcoholic who just doesn't get that if she doesn't stop drinking, she's going to die. Then December 18th, 6:35 p.m. Hi, Dr. Phil. I just wrote you, but if you haven't read my letter, then my name is so-and-so, and I'm 14. I feel like sometimes my mom likes my sister better than me. I'm adopted, and my father treated my sister like she was a princess and I was a frog. I feel my mom does the same. Her car is filled with the 12-year-old sister's pictures and not one single one of me. Please help me, Dr. Phil. Please, you are my last hope. This was signed by the 14-year-old.
And it makes me so angry that she's done this to her children. Makes me feel devastated. Sad.
We don't know what to do, Dr. Phil. We don't know what to do.
14-year-old knew what to do.
Yes.
Next, we'll hear from Christy. She says her family are a bunch of exaggerators. She says she's not manipulative, not lazy, and not a liar. In fact, she says her days are filled with working out, looking for a job, and taking care of her new boyfriend and his 3-year-old son.
Everybody thinks that I'm a mess, this worthless person that does nothing and strives for nothing, and that's certainly not the case. My parents agreed to help me, and that is what they are doing.
And later, is the place taken care of?
It's not taken care of. I mow the lawn. You left it last summer. It was 2.5, 3
She
feet high.
slept in the house while she mowed the lawn.
How many times did I come out and give you water and give you food?
tomorrow.
My son is so violent. I sleep with a loaded shotgun.
I'm tired of this. This is garbage.
A mother says she fears for her life.
Did you try to run your girlfriend over with a car?
No, sir.
What the hell are you doing running your car through a fence?
Plus, after years of silence, Michael Brown's mother speaks out.
What was your reaction when you saw the response to your son's death?
Then on Wednesday, is a stranger obsessed with their twins?
How did pictures of their twins get on your Facebook page?
I don't know. You've claimed my girls as your own, and it's gonna stop.
All new Dr. Phil Wednesday. They say their daughter's a lazy mooch.
You're not paying rent?
I mowed the lawn. You said quit making noise. I'm trying to sleep.
I did not.
Who the hell do you think you are?
All new Dr. Phil.
Christy's parents say they are fed up with her freeloading and irresponsible behavior. Younger sister Lori says there are moments when she just absolutely wants to kill her older sister. Christy says she is sick of being the black sheep of the family. She says, look, I'm just misunderstood. Take a look.
Christy is deceitful and manipulative.
I am extremely fed up with Christy taking advantage of us.
Christy doesn't get
It
it.
just happens over and over
Christy
again.
has let the whole family down.
I'm the black sheep of the family. Everybody thinks that I'm a mess, this worthless person that does nothing and strives for nothing, and that's certainly not the case. My family refuses to understand my drinking and the struggles that I've been through.
You've always blamed everybody else. Always.
I get judged all the time from you. My family is always accusing me of being lazy. I am out looking for work, or I'm out taking a jog, or I'm lifting weights. You know, I'm constantly doing something. My little sister Lori constantly accuses me of taking advantage of my parents. They agreed to help me, and that is what they are doing. My entire family thinks that I drink 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not currently doing that right now. I drink 3 to 4 nights a week. I know I'm a screw up. When my parents took my children without any warning, I found out over the phone. My parents' reasoning was that I was drinking too much and that my children were missing class, but currently my children are missing class a lot more than they were when they were with me. I don't think I've gone more than a week without seeing my children. I definitely do want my children back with me, but I feel like my parents and my sisters have tried to drill in their brains that I'm a piece of crap mother.
So are you a bad mother?
I don't believe so. Not when I have my children with me.
And you said you haven't gone more than a week without seeing your children?
Correct. I don't recall.
I'm going to ask you to really be honest with me here, because you're under contract here.
Which contract is
The
that?
one you made with them to come here.
As far as the duplex goes?
You held them hostage, right? You made a deal with them to come here?
I did, yes.
Yeah, we have that. Here's the demand note. I, Charlotte, we took out the last name, as well as my husband, agreed to allow your boyfriend to live and maintain our home they live in until my daughter Christine gets back from rehab Dr. Phil show. We will not bother your boyfriend unless things are not taken care of. We understand his financial situation, and he will pay rent when he can afford to do so.
Yes. That was our agreement.
Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? Do you hear that? It's a joke. He's living in their home. They don't even know who he is.
That's fine that they don't know who he is. The reason they don't know who he is because I'm afraid to bring anybody around them because of the judgments.
Are you an alcoholic?
Yes, sir, I am.
Because you told us a couple of different things in the pre-interview. You said that you used to have a serious drinking problem.
It used to be a lot worse than
But
it is
now you only drink 3 or 4 nights a week.
Yes, and they are lying to you when they say that I drink morning to night. I do not drink until 4 or 5 o'clock at night.
Is your daughter lying too?
The letter that she wrote in, she told me that her grandmother made her write you.
No, she did
That
not.
is a lie.
No, she did not.
That's what she told. How do you know? That's what she told me.
Because we know her. She's an intelligent, beautiful child who has come so far in the last 3 years. It's unbelievable.
You have
And
not
she
had
would
her for 3
not
years.
say that.
You've not had her for 3
No.
years. You've had her for 2 Christmases, which is 2 years.
We have
more
had
like
her
4
3.5 years. We looked it up.
Why have they had her
If
for...
you're going to be sitting up here lying, there's no reason to be here.
You're not able to take care of them?
I believe at this point I can take care of them
When I first took
Then why aren't you?
because they won't let me. I don't feel like they would be neglected. I don't feel like they would be hurt. I don't feel like they would not be fed. I don't feel like they would...
And that's exactly why we took them, is because you couldn't see what you were doing to them.
If you want your children, you could go get them.
Correct, but if I go get my children, then I'll lose the rest of my family also.
But what should come first?
I think the entire family should be first.
The children should come first.
We're
I
here
think
for the
before
kids.
you.
What's your famous statement, Mom? It takes a village to raise a child, correct?
But it doesn't mean me raise them. It means we work together.
Yes, that's correct.
Christy's family says her first marriage ended in divorce. She meets men in bars and has had to sell her body to make ends meet. Well, we'll ask her about that when we come back.
Christy has told us she does have sex to get money to pay her bills.
I did have to let men take advantage of me.
You wonder how she could ever put herself in that situation.
And later, you want to come in here with a pissy attitude, like you're doing me a favor to be here? Who the hell do you think you are?
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you. You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills. You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge her eye? I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull, is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yes.
Plus, your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
Families in crisis.
I've been worried about your children. Why don't you take them then, little witch?
I feel like I care about your kids more than you do.
Off before I hit you on stage.
Can I move my seat, Dr. Bill?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
They say their daughter's a lazy mooch.
You're not paying rent?
I mowed the lawn. You said quit making noise. I'm trying to sleep.
I did not.
Who the hell do you think you are?
All new Dr. Phil.
Right now, Christy's boyfriend and his little boy are living with Christy, and that's incredibly frustrating.
Christy has dated this young man for just a few months and already has made these arrangements in our duplex.
My boyfriend moved into the far basement of the condo that I still live upstairs.
They're in a house that doesn't even belong to them, and now she's caring for somebody else's child when she can't care for her own 2 kids.
Well, Christy's family says her behavior has spiraled out of control over the last 3 years. They say she's addicted to drinking, mooching, smoking, lying, and men.
I think Christy's very obsessed with men.
She is not happy being by herself. She's petrified of not getting married.
I am not obsessed with men. That's a ridiculous statement.
Christy has told us at times when we've picked her up at night that she does have sex to get money to pay her bills.
I did have to let men take advantage of me in order to get cash to pay my bills or to get cash to pay for my drinking.
Last October, she called us around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to come and pick her up.
She called hysterical crying. I need help, but she couldn't give us an address.
We finally found her and picked her up on this curb. It was about 30 degrees outside, and she was sitting on the curb in a tank top and shorts, and it was just a horrible night. We didn't think she would survive it.
You wonder how she could ever put herself in that situation.
I ended up being raped a total of 5 times. All of that was on top of being raped and taken advantage of years before that. I believe that I am stuck in a rut. I feel lost.
So basically what you're telling me is that your drinking is under control. You could get your kids and take them home and be with your boyfriend and the 3-year-old that's there, and you would be good to go.
I do not care for his little boy. I took care of him 2 days.
He's living there free?
No, he has helped me pay the bills.
He's paying rent?
He helped me pay the utility, the electric bill, and groceries and things like that.
So nobody's paying rent?
Nobody. Not to us.
And you own the place?
I own the place, my husband and I.
Dan, you guys own the place, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're making the mortgage payments, but you're not getting any rent at all in 10 years?
No.
Not a dime of rent?
Just the only thing I guess we get to participate in is the maintenance and keeping the place up as well on top of the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And is the place taken care of?
Not real well.
No, not
No.
at all.
Yeah, you're right. Not at all.
I wouldn't let my kids in that place.
She can speak for herself.
It's not taken care of. I mow the lawn quite often. You left it last summer. It was 2.5, 3 feet high. I came over
The
with...
lawn was 2.5, 3 feet high?
The lawn was 2.5, 3
she
feet high.
slept in the house while she
I
mowed
mowed
the
it,
lawn.
and it took me 3 days to mow it.
And she slept in the house while
Yes,
she
yes,
mowed
she
the
did.
house.
No, I did not. Were you there?
Yes, I was.
I was not
And
sleeping.
then you complained
Well, you
about
were in
the
the
noise.
house. Your car
How many
was
times
there.
did I come out and give you water and give you
That was
food and I was up doing the dishes and cleaning the living room and doing all that while you did that. I'm allergic to grass. Every time I mow the yard, I am sick for days after that.
But you brought her some water.
I brought her water, food. I checked on her. I pulled a few weeds while she was out there mowing.
She painted your whole house, too.
She didn't
while
have
you
to.
sat inside.
Yes, I did.
And then she painted the play structure while you sat inside.
That's when I got the water, is when I painted the play structure. You stuck your head out the window when I was painting the duplex and said, "Quit making so much noise. I'm trying to sleep." And
No,
I fell off
did
the
not.
ladder.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
If you're going to sit here and make up stories,
Christy,
then I don't
you're
need
the
to be
one
here.
telling lies, and we all know it.
I'm not speaking to you right now.
I don't care. You can hear what I have to say.
I'm not listening.
Well, let me see if this is true. They tell me that they have had to pick you up dozens of times in the middle of the night because you're too drunk to get home.
Too drunk to drive, yes.
50 times, you estimate.
No, not even.
Within the years, yes.
Sometimes she can't even tell you where she is.
Often.
True? False?
False.
What would be true?
There was one time when I was in a neighborhood that I was unfamiliar with, and I could not tell them where I was at. That was the picture when they picked me up on the curb.
Why weren't you at home, where you're supposed to be?
Wait, just so they come to pick you up when you were too drunk to drive.
Yes.
Have you driven with the kids in the car when you were drunk?
No. No, I have not.
I don't agree with that.
Did Christy drive her children over to her mother's house after drinking 3 shots of vodka? Or were they sips, as Christy claims? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Christy's absence in her daughter's lives just keeps them in turmoil all the time.
They have felt abandoned. They have questioned their worth.
Both girls are devastated that mom now has a 3-year-old in their house and is taking care of him instead of taking care of them. Christy's daughters are very aware she drinks. They've seen her drink. She has the beer in the house. The girls see the garage full of beer bottles and beer boxes and alcohol bottles. Recently, she picked up one of her daughters from school. She saw her mother drink 3 shots while she was there in that 2-hour time. When I confronted Christy after I heard this, she said she did not take 3 shots, but she did take 3 sips. I didn't know what that meant. To me, she drank 3 shots. I did not believe Christy in the slightest bit.
Christy's 14-year-old daughter wrote 2 emails to me. She says her mother doesn't get it, that if she doesn't stop drinking, she fears she's going to die. She also says her mother makes her feel like a frog compared to her princess sister. Now, just last week, this daughter says her mother tried to say she only had 3 sips of vodka when the 14-year-old says they were shots.
Christy's absence in her daughter's lives just keeps them in turmoil all the time.
They are emotionally unstable. Christy not being there has caused just so much confusion for them. They have felt abandoned, they have questioned their worth, and a lot of times they feel like they're the problem. It breaks my heart.
The oldest one demonstrates a lot of things that shows how depressed she is. Her drawings are very sad, tormented drawings of being bullied. She writes poems about how negative her life is and how she's been dumped by her mom and by her dad. Both girls are devastated that mom now has a 3-year-old in their house and is taking care of him instead of taking care of them. Christy needs to get her priorities straight. They need her in their lives, and they need her now.
You know, psychologists often use tools that are called projective devices. And these are devices where, unlike a test that you take, they just give the subject a piece of paper that's blank and a pencil, and they ask them to draw different things. And that's not what happened here. This young girl drew this on her own. It seems to be a self-portrait. Her head's down. My interpretation of that would be depression, sadness, withdrawal, isolation. And then the bubbles over her head suggest internal dialogue to me. This speaks volumes about this young girl's experience of life. This girl that wrote me 2 letters and said, please help me, please help my mother. And you want to come in here with a pissy attitude and argue with these people about how many times you've been picked up drunk? You want to come in here with a pissy attitude and extort from them putting your boyfriend in a condo you don't own or pay for? You want to come in here with a pissy attitude like you're doing me a favor to be here? Who the hell do you think you are? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Do you not feel a sense of responsibility to this young girl?
Of course I do.
We talked to your daughter on the phone. She said you don't even believe she's been bullied. You just think she makes it up for attention.
No, I know she has.
That's what she told us. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not. What I'm telling you is what her perception is.
Okay.
Her perception is she has no soft place to fall. Her perception is nobody has her back. Her perception is she is so alone, she's writing to a stranger on television.
She called me the other day to come pick her up because she was being bullied.
Okay,
She didn't call her, she called me.
Okay, you're right.
She's desperate for
You're right.
help.
That's all wrong. You're right.
And they call you because you're their mom. They want you in their life so bad.
Well, Christy says her daughter should be home, that she's found, finally, a good boyfriend. Has she really? We'll talk about that after the break.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My son is so violent. I sleep with a loaded shotgun.
I'm tired of this.
Did you try to run your girlfriend over with a car?
No, sir.
What are you doing running your car through a fence?
That's tomorrow.
Right now is an MRI from June of 2010. This is the MRI that they told me that I had 2 tumors on my liver and multiple ulcers.
Christy is not in good health. I know that for a fact.
Her skin is bad, her eyes are bloodshot. If I saw her and didn't know her, I would think she was a sick person.
For a while last year, I was extremely concerned. She dropped weight extremely fast. She was under 100 pounds, her skin hanging off her face.
When I saw her, I felt like she was gonna die at any moment. She just looked frail. If she continues to do what she's doing, she's gonna die.
Christy's family says they're at their wits' end with Christy's lazy, lying, mooching ways. She's here having extracted from her parents a letter of agreement that her new boyfriend can continue to live rent-free where he is, which is where you've been living rent-free, and you say he's a good boyfriend. Let me ask you something. Does he know that you've leveraged them for him to be able to stay there for free and not be harassed?
He does not plan on staying there for free. He plans on paying rent.
But does he know about the deal?
Yes.
He's a grown man. He needs to go take care of himself.
He actually has an opinion about this as well. He's written you a letter. In part, it says, I have only known you for 3 months. On our second date, you asked if it bothered me how much you drank. I grew up with an alcoholic father. You are a loyal mother to your daughters. I can see how much they love you, and it just melts my heart. You share with me the fact that you are ready to quit drinking and to give you till the Super Bowl. As time passed and the Super Bowl long gone, you continue to drink. It also appears that you are drinking more. I, too, am afraid your daughters will lose their mother. I told you that I would marry you after you have been sober for 8 months. Your baby girls want their mama and want to be a family again. I love you forever. Where do you think you're going to be a year from now?
I have a job set up, and in a year I see myself with a full-time job, paying rent and being sober and being mom again. I plan on having my kids home in 6 months.
So you've got a plan. What do you think you need to do? Just go home and work your plan?
I think so.
She's had this plan several times and has truly wanted to follow the plan, but she can't succeed by herself. I can't save her anymore. I can only take care of the children.
Well, because you're not taking care of her now. You're now taking care of her and this boyfriend who knows that he's reaping the benefits of her extortion with you, and you're now picking up strays and taking care of them as well. So you need to not do that, because here's the thing. It's kind of like you can make all these sacrifices, and if it has a chance of helping them, getting them turned around, then even at a high cost, it's probably a sacrifice you would make. That's what's built into us as parents, right? But if you make the sacrifice and it has no chance of success, then why make the sacrifice? You know, sometimes people ask me, Dr. Phil, do you think problems are as simple as you make them out to be? Well, I'm going to answer that question real specifically right after the break.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. Before the break, I said sometimes people ask me, Dr. Phil, are problems as simple as you make them out to be? The truth is, I don't think problems are simple at all. I think problems are very complex. They're often layered. They're often multifaceted. But you know what I think is simple sometimes? Are the solutions. No matter how complex the problems are, sometimes the solutions can be very simple, like you don't reward bad behavior.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're tired from being drunk last night. Let me take these children. Here, let me take these children home. You sleep in. I hope the mower doesn't wake you up.
Yep. That's me.
I'll try and mow away from the window.
Yep.
You're doing that to make you feel better, not to make her feel better. Take a look at this. These are what I call the 4 stages of readiness. Stage 1 is when you do something because you are compelled by authority to do it. Court ordered. The chance of this working is about 0. Stage 2, you do it to escape criticism. This is 0 plus. This is when you say, I'm getting criticized. Someone do it and get them off my back. Stage 3, you know you need to do it. You know you need to do it. I mean, you can make the argument. You say, look, I get it. I know I need to stop drinking. I can make all the arguments. I get it. And, you know, your chance of changing on a 1 to 10's maybe between 1 and 2. And then stage 4 is when you are mentally and emotionally self-motivated to change. I am going to change. I don't care what it takes. There is no way, no how. I am going to put up with this another day in my life. And that is when you get change.
I'm there. We are there.
That's when you're going to change and
Yes.
stop enabling her, and that's when you're going to change and claim your life back. I flew them in here today to do it. I'm not going to do it, but there's a place in West Palm Beach called the Hanley Center, and it's part of the Origins Behavioral Health Care. It's the nation's leading dual diagnosis treatment centers. T.J. Howard is here. He's the corporate director of operations for them. They have gender-specific programs. They do the dual diagnosis. They work on everything. I'm unwilling to waste that resource because you're not even close to stage 4, are you? You're more interested in thumbing your nose at them. You're more interested in being right. You're more interested in defending what you do instead of changing who you are.
I just want to call the funeral home and start getting things prepared.
Well, what you need to do is you need to call the court. You need to move to terminate her parental rights. You need to take custody of those children, face what it is, and move on. Because she's more interested in being a right-fighting victim than taking control and changing her life. I'm just calling it the way it is. You know the truth. Tell me I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong. I will get them back. I will be sober, and I will get them back.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, the first step is to quit drinking, isn't it?
Yeah. You see my point?
Yes.
She's got probably $100,000 plus world-class opportunity right in front of her, and she won't even fight for it.
I know.
That's how much she cares about those girls.
Oh, my gosh. You're blowing the chance of a lifetime to get your children back and be the Christy we knew.
Do you hear what he's saying?
And she wants to have an attitude. I get tens of thousands of letters and people screaming, scratching desperately at the door to have a chance to save their lives. I'll be damned if I'm going to waste it on somebody that thinks they're doing me a favor to be here. Want to get something off your chest? Sign up for the drphil.com community and weigh in on your favorite episodes and share your personal stories with other community members. Plus, get started on your own blog to share your thoughts on the topics that interest you most. I'll be reading those message boards. Log on to drphil.com today. Could I debate her into going? Of course, but that's not the goal. To get her to say yes is I can do that in 30 seconds. I could get her to say yes. That's not the point. The point is to get her to yes and mean it to them. I want to thank all of my guests. A special thanks to T.J. Howard and Origins Behavioral Health Care. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. You wanted to talk to me?
I want to apologize for the way I behaved on stage. I've had a lot of mixed emotions about what's been going on in my life, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I do know that I need all of the help that you could give me, and I'm asking you to reconsider helping me because I need to get back to my children.
Why the change of heart?
I was just so overwhelmed with everything on stage that I couldn't even think straight. I didn't know what to say. And I just needed a minute to think about it and to calm down.
First off, I accept your apology. I understand that's an overwhelming situation, can be. But let me be very clear about something here. I just made a very impassioned speech to your mother, father, sister in America about don't reward bad behavior. And I don't reward bad behavior. You need to understand the gravity of what I'm talking about here. In fairness, you've had a chance to take a breath and think here. I'm talking about you shipping off to Florida. I don't know how long you will be gone. If you love those girls, take care of their mother. And then they'll get their mother back. And when you go down there, if you do this, you need to lean into that program. If they tell you go over and stand on your head in the corner, you need to be heels up. You don't ask questions, you don't second guess, you don't bitch or bellyache. You do what you need to do. Because when you threaten to leave, they will call a cab in 2 seconds. They will call me in 3 seconds. I will call them in 4 seconds. They will call a locksmith in 5 seconds. And that condo will be someplace you used to live. This whole world is going to change. You willing to make that commitment?
Yes.
You understand once I get involved, I will haunt you to the ends of the earth to make you healthy and have those girls put their arms around your neck and hug you and be proud of you. That's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Deal.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My son is so violent, he could kill me.
I'm tired of this.
A mother says she fears for her life.
I sleep with a loaded shotgun.
You're talking about shooting your son.
This is garbage. Leave.
Did you try to run your girlfriend over with a car?
No, sir.
There were children and teachers in the area. What the hell are you doing running your car through a fence?
Plus,
destruction in the streets of Ferguson.
What was your reaction when you saw the response to your son's death?
After years of silence, Michael Brown's mother speaks out.
Has anyone ever apologized to you?
No. Apologizing to me would be to charge a murderer with a murder.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Today is a very important show. We're talking about young men who are from different backgrounds and different parts of the country. But they all have one thing in common: a fateful encounter with the police. Some survived and some did not. I'm going to ask you to suspend judgment for a minute, actually for the entire hour, because these hard-to-stomach stories you're about to hear are more common than you think. First, I'm going to start off with Angie and her husband, Jerry. They say she's terrified of her 19-year-old son, Nick, who is facing 5 felony and 2 misdemeanor charges for allegedly trying to run over an ex-girlfriend with his car when he crashed through a fence on a schoolyard after she broke up with him. Stepdad Jerry says he recently purchased a Ruger SR-22 handgun for his wife, Angie, to keep by the side of her bed at night, loaded just in case she needs to protect herself against her own son, Nick. Well, what else is going on behind closed doors in this home to make this mother feel that her son could snap and kill her one day? Well, take a look.
My son Nick is so violent, he could kill me. Nick is the nastiest person I have ever known in my life. He told me that I was trash. He feels I was not a good mom.
Black sheep in the family. You don't give a crap.
I feel like I'm fighting the devil. There's an emptiness in his eyes that's scary. I feel hatred towards Nick sometimes. I sleep with a loaded shotgun because I'm afraid of what Nick might do. The most serious incident was this past fall. He and his girlfriend were about to break up, and he decided that he was going to take his new car and run through the fence in the play yard where she was. He tore the whole entire fence down. Jerry is Nick's stepdad. It got worse when Jerry came along.
Always you stuck for James, always. I'm tired of this.
When Nick was 14, Angie and I were arguing, and Nick punched me in the face 4 or 5 times, like that. When Nick was 16, he lunged at me and pushed me into a back door, broke the window out.
A week ago, I kicked Nick out of our house. We drove up in the driveway, and we saw him with an airsoft gun. We told him that he was not going to bring that gun in our house. We got into a huge fight.
You kicking me out. This is garbage.
He's not welcome in my home. 5 days ago, I purchased a handgun for Angie. I really think that he could possibly kill someone.
I fear for my life. I feel like there's no way out for me.
If it came to the point where I had to protect my wife and the only course of doing so would be to shoot him, I would do it.
We're talking about your child here. You're buying firearms. You're talking about shooting your son. What's going on?
There is a lot of anger between me and Nick. There is a lot of violence. There's fighting. When he ran his car through that fence, and with no regard to anybody's life, I mean, that was terrifying to me. Nick treats me like he hates me. As he's gotten older, it's gotten worse.
Okay, what do you think? One of the last things you said in the tape, if it comes to it, I'll kill him.
I'm afraid for my wife, Dr. Phil. He is that volatile.
Did you hear what you said? You said, I will shoot my wife's son.
Yes, sir.
I'll kill him.
The last thing that I want to do is hurt anyone. The first priority on my mind is I have to protect my wife.
If you hear nothing else, hear this. There are some things you cannot take back. You can't take back bullets.
I understand that.
You got a shotgun, you're sleeping with a shotgun.
Yes.
And you felt like maybe you couldn't get it quick enough, so that's why you felt like you needed a handgun. I also want to tell you that the power of language is really underestimated. You've described him as evil.
Yes.
You've described him as the devil.
I feel like I'm looking at the devil.
Do you really mean to say that you believe that your son is demonically possessed?
At the time that I'm looking at him, when we are in confrontation, yes, I do feel like I am fighting the devil.
Wow.
And I believe if it's not Satan himself, it's definitely his work.
Well, all of you in this room should be scared. Nick has a different take on this family issue, of course.
I would say my relationship with my mom is garbage. I hate my family. I don't want anything to do with them. My mom says a lot of disrespectful things to me.
You're a nasty person.
She told me that she wished she could get rid of me like she did my father. She's called me a piece of I have no relationship with my mom at all because of my stepdad, Jerry. I was like, Jerry is a piece of crap. I think the relationship with Mom took the turn for the worst when I was 14 and there was a fight. I came out of my room. I hear, this dad and cussing my mom out. And then I look at my stepdad and I say, you're not going to talk to my mom that way. I punched him over and over again. And the cops came. It's safe to say she took Jerry's side. And that's when she lost me. I then knew that I had no mom to go to, no stepdad to go to. I was on my own at that point. I want my mom to realize that she's hurt me. I feel like I'm the black sheep of the family.
Well, Nick, I'm glad to meet you, I think.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Did you try to run your girlfriend over with a car?
No, sir. No, sir. My car was 40 feet past where she was. I went and drove past her. No.
There were children and teachers in the area.
Yes, sir.
What the hell are you doing running your car through a fence?
I decided I wanted to kill myself. She had left me, and I felt like my whole life everyone's just left me, and there's no point for me to be alive.
The police report tells a different story.
Oh, yeah.
The female stated that when she was walking back across the playground, she saw him coming, spinning tires and running extremely fast. She stated she started running to her car. He then jumped on her hood as she was driving away. Did you go jump on her hood?
No, sir. What happened was I put on her hood like that, and I even put my hands up and said, please just talk to me.
You go screeching your car up and crashing through a fence. So she wants to get away from you, which sounds like a pretty good idea given your judgment at the time.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, Nick's brother Tyler says even though he witnessed Nick pinning their mother to the wall in anger and heard about his brother doing the same to their grandmother in a separate incident, he says his brother is misunderstood. Let's hear from him when we come back.
Both my mom and Nick antagonize each other. I heard my mom scream, and I rushed into the room, and Nick had pushed my mom onto the wall. I think my mom is overreacting when she fears for her life.
And later,
I'm homeless right now. I have nowhere to go, and it's sad that I'd rather be homeless than live in my own home.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. They claim a stranger is obsessed with their twin daughters.
She made up a complete lie that she's their mom. My girls are in picture frames all over her house.
Who is this woman?
We found her.
And what happens when they come face to face?
How did hundreds of pictures of their twins get on your Facebook page?
I honestly don't know. You've claimed my girls as your own, and it's gonna stop.
That's tomorrow.
I control my temper very well until a certain point. I can take so much, but after that point, I just explode.
I don't know how to help Nick anymore. I've tried everything. I don't want to give up on him, but it's getting to the point where I don't know what else to do for Nick.
Angie says her 19-year-old son, Nick, has a long history of irrational and volatile behavior. A few months ago, her 20-year-old son, Tyler, said he was tired of her dedicating her life to fixing Nick's problems.
I don't think my brother Nick is a monster. He's just misunderstood. Nick has a good heart, but the circumstances that have been placed in his life cause him to have a jaded view of people around him. Jerry's relationship with Nick is very toxic. Nick feels as if my mom chose Jerry over him.
You're gonna tell Jerry to make me get out. I'm not going to be a prisoner in my own home.
I think my mom is overreacting when she fears for her life because of Nick. I definitely don't agree with the fact that my mom and Jerry feel as if they need a gun to protect themselves from their own son. I don't think Nick would purposely hurt my mom.
Tyler, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What do you have to say about all this?
I completely agree that they have done everything that they can to help Nick, but at the same time, I feel as if Nick isn't a monster. Like I said in my interview, Nick is misunderstood. I think he has a lot of deep pain, from past things in his life that have not been dealt with over time.
Once Angie knew she was coming to the show, she decided to record her son, Nick, in order for me to hear his outrageous behavior toward her.
I'm done!
Then be done. Leave.
Oh my God, there it is! Leave!
Leave! Leave! Let me go out here and get hit by a car and see if you don't feel like crap. Have you ever thought that maybe I'm so off because you haven't said stay? You haven't said I want you, Nick. You haven't said I'm your mom. I love you.
You're a nasty person.
I'm a nasty person.
I just can't handle it anymore, Nick. That's the God's honest truth.
What do you think about that as you listen back to it?
There are obviously things that I've said that I regret out of my own pain and anger. It's easy for everybody to judge and say, I can't understand why you're so scared of him or why he does this or does that, but nobody sees the things that Nick does or how he treats me when we're behind doors. I feel like I'm a caged animal and he is sticking me every day. If Nick hates me as much as he lets on, could he hurt me that way?
I have a test for you here. I want you, for me, to argue Nick's point of view.
Dr. Phil, I'm not quite certain that it's really feasible for either of us to argue his point of view because...
Really? Why is that?
The thought processes that I've seen him go through are not the thought processes that a rational person has.
Oh, I don't think that's necessarily true. If I'm arguing Nick's point of view, I got to say, you know, things haven't always been great with me. I mean, I understand Dad left very young, and, you know, that's kind of hard to deal with. But, you know, you've done a pretty good job, and I haven't always been a perfect son, and I know I created you trouble even when I was young. But, I mean, I was doing the best I could, and you had my back, and I really appreciate that. And then when I was 10, you had to bring him in. And I resented that because you were mine until then. And then when I was about 12, things changed because I thought, you know, maybe he could be the father figure I didn't have. And I thought that was great for a while. And then when I was about 12, he took a belt and he beat me with it till I had whelps on me. And that kind of changed. I resented that, and I've never gotten over it. And it seems like if there's a choice to be made, I lost, and I lose every day. It seems like the only thing I can do to get your attention is make noise. And so do I yell and scream? Yeah, when I do, I get your attention. It doesn't seem like I can do it any other way. I just feel really lonely. And so I'm just always angry. I don't know why, but I'm just always angry. And if that comes across as evil, I'm sorry. I'm just really hurt.
So how do you do that? I love you more than anything, and I want a relationship with you. I would die for a relationship with you.
And later, after years of silence, Michael Brown's mother speaks out.
Has anyone ever apologized to you?
No. Apologizing to me would be to charge a murderer with a murder.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
Your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
A family in crisis.
I've been worried about your children. Why don't you take them then, little witch? I feel like I care about your kids more than you do. Off before I hit you on stage. Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil? Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
Tell me how this all looks to your mother from her point of view.
I wouldn't really treat me any different if I were her. I know I say stuff to her. I know I...
Tell her how she must feel.
Probably feel like you...
Look at her and tell her how she must feel.
I feel like you've done everything you possibly can to help me. You think I don't appreciate what you do. You think I just don't care, that I'm this person that has no feelings at all for you, that just wants you to fall in a hole or just wants you to just, you know, die. And I love you more than anything. And
I want a relationship with you. I would die for a relationship with you. I miss my best friend, Mom. I want you back. I'm tired of always having to go through him to see you. I'm tired of going through life alone, Mom. I never had you to go to. I know I don't make it easy. I know I say stuff I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Nick. I've always loved you. I've always wanted the best for you.
I'm homeless right now. I have nowhere to go, and it's sad that I'd rather be homeless than live in my own home.
Can we agree that there's some unfinished emotional business that might be causing some of these issues rather than demonic possession?
Yes.
Could we cross that one off? That would be progress, right?
Yeah.
I want to introduce Dr. Frank Lawless down here. He's the chairman of the Dr. Phil Show Advisory Board. He's the co-founder of the Lawless PNP Center. And a good solid diagnosis is really important, even if the diagnosis is no diagnosis, right, Frank?
Absolutely. And the kind of pain that has been demonstrated here, I think has probably not a real psychiatric diagnosis, but more of a developmental problems that begin to escalate and consequently become mammoth.
I'm going to offer to send Nick to the PNP Center, which is in Dallas, and just do a full workup on Nick, head to toe, top side, just everything. And then based on that, we can make some decisions as to what to do. I think you need to break your pattern. For example, this is Kristen Hayes right here. I invited Kristen to come here today. She's the outreach director for the Wingate Wilderness Therapy Program. And I asked Kristen to come here today because I'm going to make it available to you should you decide that it's something you'd like to call timeout and go put yourself in the shop for a while, break your pattern, and really get focused on yourself. And I think this family needs a paradigm. I think you need some guidelines on how to redefine this family unit. And I'm willing to get you some help to do that. And this is not an evil stepfather here. We've talked to him, interviewed him individually. He cares deeply about both of you boys. He was very critical of your behavior. He had not a bad word to say about you as a person. True?
Yes, sir.
And I think we have so much to work with here. So let me bring all these resources together. But I feel like we've made tremendous progress here today. Fair enough? Do you? Do you?
Yes, sir.
We doing better?
Yes, sir.
All right, coming up next, you're going to meet another mother of a son who was only 1 year younger than Nick when a parent's worst nightmare happened. He was shot dead by a police officer, and his body was left on the street for hours. How this young man died is still the source of a nationwide criticism and controversy. We'll talk to his mother after the break.
Ferguson, Missouri is a city on edge.
The official cause of death for Mike Brown was gunshot wounds to the head and chest.
The day my son was murdered, my sister called me and she said they shot Mike.
Breaking news, we are monitoring protests across the United States.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
A man thrown to the ground tries to tell arresting officers he's in trouble right before he dies.
Angry over the grand jury decision not to indict an NYPD officer in the death of Eric Garner.
Police have descended on one Ferguson neighborhood tonight after a teenager was shot and killed by a police officer.
A week-long series of protests over the fatal police shooting of unarmed 18-year-old Michael Brown continued.
Another police shooting, this one in Cleveland.
Police say when they got to the scene, they saw 12-year-old Tamir Rice with a gun. The officer shot him in the torso.
Protesters in Baltimore are demanding answers this morning over the death of a black man while in police custody. 25-year-old Freddie Gray suffered a spine injury during his arrest, captured on cell phone video.
Large protests are expected over the weekend, and Freddie Gray's funeral is scheduled for Monday.
One of the young men in the video you just saw was 18-year-old Michael Brown, who was shot 6 times and killed by an officer on August 9th, 2014. His death sparked riots in the streets of Ferguson, Missouri, and protests around the country, with demands that the U.S. Department of Justice step in.
Ferguson, Missouri is a city on edge.
Saturday afternoon, Michael Brown is shot and killed.
Officer Darren Wilson said Brown grabbed him and hit him during a struggle at Wilson's police car.
Medical examiner for St. Louis County that the official cause of death for Mike Brown was, quote, gunshot wounds to the head and chest.
Rioters looted stores. They're angry about the deadly police shooting of an unarmed teen. A witness claims Brown had his hands up when he was killed.
U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder is in Ferguson, Missouri, promising an aggressive investigation.
Big development of the day. No charges against the Ferguson, Missouri police officer who shot and killed an unarmed black teenager.
Reaction to the grand jury's decision left destruction in the streets of Ferguson this morning.
Mike Brown's family is demanding justice.
The family of Mike Brown promises to continue to fight. This time, though, the fight comes in the form of a civil wrongful death lawsuit.
We've always felt from the very beginning that Officer Darren Wilson did not have to shoot and kill Mike Brown Jr.
Michael Brown's mother, Leslie, has written a book titled Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil: The Life, Legacy, and Love of My Son, Michael Brown. She is speaking out for the first time about who her son really was in an in-depth, exclusive interview.
I want everyone to know how my son lives because they know how he died. Mike was my first child and the oldest of my 4 kids I raised as a single parent. We called him Mike. He was just like a big teddy bear. He was 6'4", 289 pounds. In elementary school, all the way up through high school, he received certain honors and was recognized for being really gifted in visual arts. After Mike graduated high school, he wanted to go to college. The day my son was murdered, my life changed forever. I was at work, and my sister called me. She was crying, and she said, they shot Mike.
I'm so terribly sorry for your loss. When you got this phone call from your sister,
she was crying already. And she said, they shot Mike.
When you got to the scene, what did you see when you got there?
And I saw some of my family. And then I saw,
Was that when you first knew that it was him and that he was gone?
I asked them police to look at his body and look at his tattoo, look at something that I know about him to tell me if that was my son. I wanted them to tell me, not my sister and anybody else that was out there.
On the book you've written, Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil: The Life, Legacy, and Love of My Son, Michael Brown, on page 6, you say Mike wasn't a criminal who deserved to be shot like a dangerous animal. He was a good boy who cared about the right things, and family and friends were at the top of his list. He didn't have a police record. He never got in trouble. So this was a surprise to you that he had this confrontation with the police on this day?
Yes.
This was out of character for him?
Very.
What was your reaction when you saw the response to your son's death?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. is a stranger obsessed with their twins.
How did pictures of their twins get on your Facebook page?
I don't know. You've claimed my girls as your own, and it's gonna stop.
That's tomorrow.
This is the spot where he died. In the middle of the street is where his body lay for a very long time. This is a plaque that they dedicated to my son, just for him. He just was such a light in my life, so I picked this poem about Afterglow. It says, I would like the memory of Michael Brown to be a happy one. He left an afterglow of smiles when life was done. He was a glow. And he did leave a mark on everybody.
That was Leslie at the memorial of her son, Michael Brown, who was killed by a police officer on August 9th, 2014 in Ferguson, Missouri. Now, it's important to note that on November 24th, 2014, a grand jury decided not to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting death. That decision sparked days of riots in the streets of Ferguson and, in fact, across the entire country. Were you surprised at the reaction of the community and the entire country at what took place?
Yes, I was.
What was your reaction when you saw the outpouring and the response to your son's death?
You know what, when I first saw it, I couldn't wrap my mind around it because I was in such disbelief. And conversations became how often this happens. And that, to me, told me why I saw this big impact.
Why do you think this was the event that had such a profound effect instead of some other?
I really can't say. I really can't say why my son was picked to die that day and why it was going to be a big thing over it. I can't tell you that.
Has anyone ever apologized to you?
No.
Nobody from the Ferguson Police Department, the city?
No. Apologizing to me would be to charge a murderer with a murder. Making sure he's convicted and prosecuted. That's the only way you can apologize to me for what happened to my son.
To give us an inside peek into police practices and tactics is retired Los Angeles Police Department Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey. Now, she has written a book about her 20 years on the force titled Black and Blue, The Creation of a Manifesto. So go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. I appreciate that. We see an officer who uses deadly force as a first resort rather than a last resort. To fire as many rounds as he did at Mike Brown and then say that he was in fear for his life. I mean, after you fire a round and you hit somebody and they're bleeding and they're injured, how are you then still fearful? What I see is what I like to refer to as contempt of cop, and that is when an officer tells you to do something and you don't do it, there's a price to pay. And that price can sometimes be your life. Police officers receive an inordinate amount of training. And one of the things that we are trained is escalation and de-escalation of force. I can only use that force necessary to overcome resistance. And a mouth, a potty mouth, you won't shut up, you won't turn around, you won't get out of the street, you won't whatever, does not then require me to shoot you.
Okay, but I don't want to give young people in America a wrong message here. If we allow young people in America to think they don't have to obey law enforcement, that's a wrong message to send.
I'm a big proponent of comply. I say it all the time when I speak. I'm a mother of 4 sons. And I tell my sons all the time how to comport themselves when the police stop you. But you do not confront, you do not refuse to do, because it will end badly for you.
We're going to add another mother who lost her son at the hands of police, but fought back in a different way, which resulted in a very different outcome. She will join the discussion next.
That was shot in the left rear shoulder, and the side. We couldn't understand how he could have been trying to run the officer over and be shot from the side and the rear. And we felt the police were lying to us.
On July 26, 2015, 19-year-old Zachary was sitting in his car in a parking lot during a first date when police approached them during an attempted marijuana sting in Seneca, South Carolina. Now, his mother, Angie, says she was told that Zachary tried to run over the officer with his car, so the officer opened fire. Having a hard time believing the officer's account, Angie says she set out to find the truth.
What I would like for people to know about Zachary, that he was a good kid, and he didn't deserve this.
The parents of an upstate teen shot and killed by a police officer make an emotional vow to continue fighting for justice. Paul and Angie Hammond's 19-year-old son, Zachary, was shot and killed in July.
On July 26, 2015, my son Zachary was shot and killed by a police officer. He was unarmed and shot twice. We were told that Zach had tried to run the officer over and that he had to shoot him in self-defense. Then we were told that Zach was shot in the chest. Something wasn't quite right. We went to the coroner's office and we found out that that was not the case. Zach was shot in the left rear shoulder and the side. We couldn't understand how he could have been trying to run the officer over and be shot from the side and the rear. And we felt the police were lying to us. My husband and I went through hell and back to find the truth.
I wrote to the Justice Department because somebody had to get involved. And within one day, they opened an investigation.
In order to find the truth, we needed to see the dash cam video. We fought for 3 months to get the video released. When I finally saw the video of Zachary being shot, I knew the police had lied. The video proved that my son did not try to run the officer over and that he should still be alive. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to see in my life. No mother should have to investigate her own son's death.
We filed a civil suit, and on March 30th, 2016, that civil suit settled, and the family was awarded $2,150,000.
No amount of money will ever bring back my son.
When you were told he was shot in the front,
right,
and then found out he was shot in the back of the left shoulder, that meant he was shot as he was pulling away. What was the explanation when you found out it was different than you were being told?
2 days after the shooting, we went to the coroner's office and saw the body, and the shots were clearly in the back. We also knew that the narrative that was being put forth in the press by the police chief was false, that the car was coming at him and that the officer had to shoot him in the chest. And Zachary was clearly pulling away. No crime had been committed. All Zachary was doing was leaving a scene. We had an obligation to our client, my client, Zachary Hammond, who couldn't speak for himself. And we brought a civil suit immediately because with the power of a civil suit, you get discovery. You can subpoena. You get the right to depose. And we noticed the deposition of that officer, and immediately he wouldn't sit for a deposition because he'd have to take the Fifth Amendment. And so you run a parallel track with civil litigation and the potential criminal litigation.
Why do you think this happened?
I think he was mad. I think the officer was mad because Zach didn't do what he said.
Well, Leslie, you have a civil trial scheduled for October, right?
Supposedly.
We reached out to Officer Darren Wilson, the Ferguson City Council, the Ferguson Police Department, the Department of Justice, as well as the Seneca, South Carolina Police, and Officer Mark Tiller. We have not received a response as of today. We're going to check in with a former guest whose son was shot in the driveway of their affluent home in Houston, Texas. What did she do without her son's knowledge to continue their fight after they left this stage a few years ago? You don't want to miss this coming up. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Marion was here a few years ago with her husband, the former Major League Baseball player, Bobby Tolan, and their son, Robbie. Now, at the time, Robbie was struggling with lots of anger after he was shot by a police officer in the driveway of his parents' home in an affluent section of Houston, Texas. Here's a look at what happened when they last appeared on the show. Robbie planned to follow in his father's famous footsteps and become a Major League Baseball player until a bullet fired from a police officer's gun ripped through his chest and destroyed his dream.
It was a Bel Air PD sergeant convinced he was staring at two suspects getting out of a stolen SUV.
The vehicle turned out not to be stolen.
So they approached you because they thought you had stolen a car. And whose car was it?
It's mine. Another officer walked over to my mom and grabbed her and threw her up against the garage door. Then turned around and I said, "Get your hands off my mom." He just drew his gun and shot me.
Well, after the show, Marion says she filed an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court and did not tell her husband or her son. She was a mom on a mission.
The U.S. Supreme Court reinstates a lawsuit filed by a Bel Air man shot by police on the porch of his family's home.
For 7 years, they have been in and out of court after Tolan was shot in his parents' front yard.
He sued the Bel Air Police Department and Sergeant Jeffrey Cotton, but a U.S. District Judge ruled Tolan did not prove Sergeant Cotton had violated his constitutional rights. The decision was upheld by the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, but today the U.S. Supreme Court reinstated Tolan's case.
The lawsuit claims Tolan's civil rights were violated and that he was racially profiled.
We need to continue to work to affect change. Until that happens, young black men unarmed are going to keep getting shot until we do something about it.
Well, joining us now is Marion via Polycom. Marion, you took this battle to the Supreme Court, and who wrote the ultimate opinion?
Judge Scalia, who it was his only vote for a civil rights case in the United States Supreme Court.
You were disappointed with the settlement itself, but you do think the case has set a precedent for future families, so you think that's an important finding.
Absolutely. The way it's going to help families is that now the courts cannot use summary judgment and give police officers qualified immunity simply because they are police officers. That has been used to help all cases. It's Tolan versus Cotton is now case law. It's a law.
Well, and that's a very important finding. And Marion, thank you so much for sharing that update with us. And please give our best to Robbie, will you?
I will. Thank you so much. And Leslie, it's good to see you. I'm proud of you.
All right, before we go, let's take a moment to remember the two young men whose mothers are here today. Here's Angie talking about her son, Zachary.
I think Zachary's future could have been great. He was very bright and had a good heart. He was an amazing kid. Zachary was very funny. One memory that I'll never forget, he was 4 and we were on our way to school and the moon was still out. I said, "Look, Zach, there's a full moon." And Zach said the moon was full because he ate a lot of cookies. I have saved a lot of Zach's texts. I can't bear to get rid of them. I love both of y'all so much. I know I gave y'all both such a hard time, and I'm sorry. I wish I could restart, but I don't know how. This was Zach's last text to me, and I texted him and said, "Love ya, miss ya." And he said, "I love you too." That was the last time that I got a text from him.
And here's Leslie and her family talking about her son, Michael.
I want the world to know that Mike was caring. He did come from a family that loved him.
I'm Mike's grandfather. My best memory of Mike is just how smart he was. He can just take things and put them together right out the box. He's going to be somebody. A week later, he was going to college. His future was unlimited. It was just taken away from him.
I'm Mike's aunt. Me and Mike were close. We talked about a lot of things. He talked to me about school, girlfriends.
I am Mike's grandmother. My best memory of Mike was the day that he brought me that diploma home.
And he just was like, "I did it." And I said, "Well, good, I'm happy, and I hope you did it for you."
I was really proud of him. It changed my family because we never thought something like this would happen.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Special thanks to Dr. Frank Lawless and Kristen Hayes, Outreach Director for Wingate Wilderness Therapy in Utah. Also, special thanks to retired Los Angeles Police Department Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey and attorney Eric Bland. Leslie's book is Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil, The Life, Legacy, and Love of My Son, Michael Brown. And it comes out today, and everyone in the audience is going home with a copy of the book. Thanks to Reagan Arts. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Leslie, thanks.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, they claim a stranger is obsessed with their twin daughters.
She took my photos offline and made up a complete life that she's their mom. My girls are in picture frames all over her house.
Who is the woman they're accusing?
We found her.
You won't believe what happens.
You got nothing to hide, right?
I haven't been doing it, and I'd like to know why they think that I have been.
When they come face to face for the first time.
You're a liar. You're lying in front of everybody.
No, I am not.
Oh, man.
How did hundreds of pictures of their twins get on your Facebook page?
I honestly don't know.
You've claimed my girls as your own girls, and it's gonna frickin' stop.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. How you doing? Hey, guys. April is the proud mother of beautiful twin daughters, 4-year-old Sophie and Vivian. Ever since they were born, April has loved dressing the girls in matching outfits, taking tons of pictures of them, and sharing them with friends and family on social media. Now, April's husband, Nathan, has called her a picture fanatic. She even designs personalized clothing and headbands for the girls. April says she loves showing off how cute and charming her babies are. But little did April know, her personal pictures ended up somewhere she never expected.
My 4-year-old twin identical daughters, Sophia and Vivian, were born in 2012. They are completely my pride and joy. After I had the twins, I joined a Facebook group for moms of multiples using an alias name, Precious Bundle. I did upload some photos here and there because, I was proud of them. When my girls turned 1, I got a private message on Facebook from a lady alerting me that my twin girls' photos had been stolen off of Facebook and were being posted by someone else on a blog site. When I went to this lady's blog, it said that her name was Ashley. She basically took my photos offline and made up a complete life of her as their mom and has a story to go along with every single picture was my girls. She gave the children the names Adea and Chamberlain. I started bawling. I realized at that time that my daughters had been digitally kidnapped.
I just want to figure out what is going through her head. We found out where she lived, so we called the police.
Ashley had been arrested for burglary, assault, and computer fraud. She had actually spent time in jail.
Police told us that there's nothing really they can do because they said there's no crime in stealing the photographs. We felt helpless.
My husband sent her a message that we know that she has stolen photos of our babies. He's told her that we contacted the police.
We never heard a response. We thought that was the end of it.
Well, that was far from the end of it. Just a few weeks ago, April discovered that this online stranger, Ashley, has been allegedly stealing photos of her twin daughters, Sophie and Vivian, for years. not just reposting them, but putting their pictures in frames throughout her home as if they were her own children.
9 days ago, I got a private message on Facebook from somebody, and that person alerted me to the fact that she believes that Ashley is posting photos of my twin girls on Facebook and claiming them as her own. This is still continuing, and then it has been continuing since my children's birth. I contacted an investigator. She was able to friend Ashley on Facebook. Once Ashley accepted her request, the investigator got in there and sent us hundreds and hundreds of photos. It has gone further than just posting photos on Facebook. My girls are in picture frames all over her house, above her bed, above her nightstand, on her TVs, on her dressers, on the end of couches.
Ashley altered a lot of the pictures. The pictures had our girls' names on the outfits they were wearing, and she would blur them out. A lot of photographs had my wife in a reflection, and she would blur that out. Ashley's room with the cribs was painted the exact same color my wife painted ours.
I saw one photo of my girls at their 4-year-old pediatrician visit.
She just made up a story that one of them had seizures. My girls have never had seizures.
I learned that Ashley is claiming she lost custody and that her mother-in-law has custody of them. This was a comment off of a photo that Ashley posted of my kids. Ashley comments, "I don't get to see them at all. Hopefully that changes," and then notice very capitalized soon. This was the comment that I decided, I'm stopping this. I have to get to the bottom of this. My family is in turmoil over it. We are scared for our children.
We installed security cameras on our house. I do have a pistol in my house. It's loaded, ready to go. I will do whatever I have to do to protect my family.
I am dealing with someone who is completely mentally unstable.
Okay, Nathan, April, there is actually a term for this, as you know. It's referred to now as digital kidnapping. And it's where people take these pictures, they rename the children, they post them as their own, they claim them as their own, and you feel strongly that that's what's happened here.
100%.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And this has you concerned. Why? Just in your own words.
My biggest concern is that she's going to fulfill the fantasy that she's been living for 4 years, and she's going to break into my house and steal my children. That's my biggest concern, that she's going to act out all of this that she's gone through and steal them.
And you've gone to the point of actually purchasing a firearm in case you have to defend your home and defend your children.
Yes. I keep it right by the bed.
Okay. This has gotten layered and elaborate and gone across a period of time, right?
Yes. Correct.
Ever since they were born.
And your fear is that she may back herself into a corner where people start saying to her, okay, where are these children?
Exactly.
And she feels like she has to produce the children.
Right.
And then says, okay, I have to go get these children because now I've got people saying, produce these children. We want to see the children in for real.
Yes,
right.
That's what we're worried about.
There's many comments throughout her Facebook page where people will say, if we had a car, a more reliable car, we would drive to you so that we could see them in person. And then that's when she would comment, we can't wait. I can't wait till you can meet them. They look so much like me. She would talk about they definitely have my personality because the way they act. And it goes way beyond just, I think these kids are cute and I'm going to act like they're mine. It just goes way beyond.
Well, listen, I don't want to be an alarmist here, but I do think that it would be naive to say, oh, people do crazy things. I think you do need to be alert, and I think you need to be vigilant about this. I have been involved in situations. I think everyone knows we had the exclusive interview with the woman in Colorado that had the baby cut from her stomach. And one of the things we saw reported in the media leading up to that is the woman that allegedly did this had reported a due date, and then another due date, and another due date, and it kind of came to the point where she had to produce a baby.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about backing herself into a corner. I think you're right to be concerned and be vigilant. And here's what we're talking about here. I want to take a look at some of the things that you have seen, and you were alerted to this by someone else. Yes. Here's a picture of your twins, and then here they are on Ashley's blog.
Correct.
where she takes these pictures 5 months later and on her blog and says those small moments as though these are her children.
Correct.
Okay. So she's hijacked the pictures at this point. Then here again, your Facebook, you're commenting. We've blurred the nurses' pictures because we don't want to involve them in this. But you're giving kudos to these wonderful nurses. Then we see the exact picture, but she's cropped the nurses out and put them on her Facebook page as though here are the children, you know, progressing right along.
Right.
You have a wonderful talent for making these headbands. Bows, those are amazing. Robin loved those when she saw them. She was so impressed with these. And here you are from your Facebook. I love how Sophie and her hands placed. You can find these custom-made headbands that you do, and they're so cute. And then from Ashley's blog, snuggled up to her sister, I made these bows, I love them. She's not only copying the pictures, but also the commentary as well. Picture of your nursery. It's not a very good resolution picture, but the color palette is pretty much the same. The setup is the same. The kids' walls, picture or names on the wall is the same. I mean, it just keeps on. I mean, she's invading everything that you're doing.
Completely.
What did you think when you saw this, Nathan?
Truthfully, in the beginning, I don't think we were that worried about it. But since it's continued and some of the latest posts we've seen, we've just been really surprised, and actually we are very scared now.
We found her. We talked to her. She is in complete denial to us that this is not happening. There's something wrong with you guys. And later, how did hundreds of pictures of their twins get on your Facebook page?
I don't know. You've claimed my girls as your own girls, and it's gonna frickin' stop.
Friday on Dr. Phil.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird.
I did not kill my bird.
Your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Why don't you take them then, little witch?
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
That's Friday.
She started posting some things, raising the girls across the years, essentially. Here, my baby girls are always holding on to each other. So these pictures. In September 18th, 2014, Ashley, they are getting so big and in dance class. Wow, my babies need to stop getting older, laugh out loud. Then January 19th, 2015, just last year, Ashley, my beautiful babies that are growing up too fast but will always be my babies, finally understand why my mom always said that. Then March 9th, 2016, we're talking about just a few weeks ago, got an update on my babies. So happy they went to the doctor today. They are both doing very good. And Adea has been seizure-free for a bit. They are both 40.5 inches and both 36 pounds. Now, a bit of a backstory here. What she's talking about, update on my baby, she's saying she lost custody of her girls.
Correct.
And one of them has a seizure disorder, which appears to be angling to raise money.
Correct.
Help me get my children back. One of them has a seizure disorder. But now, and of course, neither of your girls has any kind of seizure disorder, health disorder whatsoever. We found her. We reached out to her and talked to her. And when we did that, we did a bit of a pre-interview with her. We kept it short. And some of the statements she says, quote, I am not posting pictures of this other woman's daughter. Straight up, not doing it. I was shocked when I talked on the phone and Dr. Phil's producer explained what April claims I've been posting. I have a password on my phone. Nobody would have access to it. I do have children, 2 girls. They will be 4 years old in June. But yet in her intake form to us, I do an intake form just as I would if you were checking into a hospital or whatever. On her intake form, I ask how many children do you have and do they live with you, et cetera, et cetera. She slipped and said no. She said he has no children. And then she says, I just want to find out where this woman, April, is coming from. Why does she think this? And I do feel like I'm being targeted here.
So she's going to try to turn the table on herself, it sounds like to me.
Yeah. So she is in complete denial to us that this is not happening. There's something wrong with you guys.
Yeah.
And I've only shown a little bit of what we have here, and I'm going to ask the audience's cooperation here, because what I want to do is I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to get her, whatever's going on, I want to get her to come clean about this, because she's denying it to everybody and everything. So I'm going to do this in kind of a strange fashion, I suppose. Here's what I'd like to do, and this is going to be difficult for you guys. I'm going to ask you guys to leave the stage. I'm going to bring her out by herself and talk to her. But I'm going to put you guys out here in the audience.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to watch this. She won't recognize you, and you can observe this woman. And I'm going to let her tell me her story.
Okay.
And I'm not going to confront her about it. I'm going to let her tell her story and get the whole thing out. So I'm going to ask you guys to not react to any of this. I want her to stop lying to herself, if she's delusional, if she's mentally ill. I want to get through that delusional system and get through there and have a candid conversation with her. After she tells that story, then I'm going to bring you back up here. And I'm going to sit you across from her, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Is that okay? Everybody down with this? So you're all going to have to help out here. And of course, she's been back sequestered. She hasn't heard a word that's been said at all. Coming up, we are going to meet the woman who has been digitally tracking every move that April and Nathan's beautiful twin daughters have made in their short life. It took some digging, but we did track her down, and you will not believe what she has had to say. We'll be right back.
I have never heard of April or Nathan. I've never even seen pictures of the children. I have 2 twin daughters that are almost 4. Their names are Adea and Camberlyn. They are my pride and joy.
And later,
Ashley, you're a liar.
maybe you're confused. Do you have pictures of your girls? We could go to your Facebook page here.
Kyle poured freezing cold water on me while I was in bed.
He has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge her eye?
She's had bruises.
I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull, is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yeah.
You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills.
He was a major league pitcher. Now his family says he's a drunk.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you.
I'm not a drunkard. This is that bottom of the ninth, man. You got to do this.
Ashley is living living a fantasy life thinking that these twins are hers, and my biggest fear is that her fantasy is going to try to turn into reality, and she's going to climb in a bedroom window and steal my kids out my house. If I could talk to Ashley, I would tell her to stay the hell away from my children. I want her to burn every single photo that she has in her home of them, and I don't ever want to hear or see her face again, ever.
April and Nathan claim a complete stranger named Ashley has been taking their twin daughters' photos off their Facebook pages and posting them on her own social media sites. She has renamed the girls and digitally removed April from the photos to claim them as her own children. Now, Ashley claims she doesn't know the couple and they are making up false allegations against her. Now, in order for Ashley to open up, we have excused April and Nathan. They will be watching discreetly from the audience.
April and Nathan are claiming that I took pictures off of their Facebook of their daughters and used them as my own on my Facebook, and I did not do that. I have never heard of April or Nathan. I've never even seen pictures of the children. I have no idea why they think that. Anyone could go through my Facebook and see that I don't have pictures. They don't have any proof. About 5 days ago, the police showed up at my house. They asked me if I had been taking pictures off of someone else's Facebook page and posting them my own. I told them no. I have 2 twin daughters that are almost 4. Their names are Adea and Kimberlyn. They are my pride and joy. The last time I saw them was when they were 3 months old. I lost custody of them. I had gone to prison because of the mistakes I was making. My 2 daughters were with their grandmother on their father's side. When my girls were 7 months old, I lost contact with them and I don't know where they are. I do think this is totally bizarre. Being accused of something I didn't do has totally thrown me for a loop.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm well. So you know that April and Nathan are a couple with a set of twins.
Yes.
And for some reason, they think you have what's referred to as digitally kidnapped these children and are claiming them as your own. And you, of course, say that's absolutely not the case. Why would they think you're doing that? Why would they, if somebody's doing that, why would they pick you? Why would they think you're the one doing that?
Yes, I have been told about those claims. I have no idea why they think that.
Right. Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have twins?
Yes.
Oh, you do have
yes.
twins. Okay.
I do not have custody of them, though.
Okay. And when were they born?
They were born June 22nd, 2012.
Oh, 2012?
Yes.
Girls, boys?
Girls.
Girls. But you don't have custody of them now?
No.
Why not?
I had made some mistakes in my life, and I was sent to prison, and I lost custody of them because of that.
Okay. Who has custody of them now?
I'm not sure who does right now. I don't get that information since I don't have rights to them.
So you signed away your parental rights, or were they terminated involuntarily?
I signed away.
So you agreed to sign it away?
Yes.
Was that a hard thing to do?
Yes.
Are there twins in your family, or was this a surprise when you had twins?
My older sisters are actually twins.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you kind of knew?
Well, I mean, I didn't know, but it was still a surprise because no one thinks it's going to be you,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, I'm married to a twin, and I've got triplets on both sides of my family, yes. And my son married a triplet, so
wow.
we thought we might have a litter when he had kids. So was the pregnancy difficult?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I'm sure, more difficult than a normal pregnancy, but I have too many complications.
Yeah. How many weeks did you go?
31.
So they were early?
Yes.
Yeah. How big were they when they were born?
Adea was 4'7" and Kimberlyn was 5 pounds.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they were really good weights.
Were they healthy when they were born?
They were pretty healthy, yes.
Yeah. And how long did you have them before they were taken away?
3 months.
How do you think a mother would feel if somebody was hijacking their children and claiming them as their own and putting their names on them? And all that? I mean, how would a mother feel if that was happening?
I think I'd definitely feel possibly scared. I'm not sure how I would feel in that situation, but I do think I would definitely be scared about it, you know.
What do you, as a mother, not being a mother, I mean, I'm a dad, so I've got connection, of course, to my kids, but I think maternal bond is different than any other. As a mother, what do you think would motivate somebody to do that?
I have no idea.
What do you think should happen to somebody that did do that? Do you know of any reason that anybody would have told me they know that you actually have pictures of their children?
No. And I'd like to know why they think that.
And later...
Scary to me that you can be so calm and cool and collect. I don't know what you're capable of.
What do you think should happen to somebody that did do that?
I think they should stop, for sure, if they were.
Yeah. Do you think they would do that? Do you think that's something that somebody would do as a kind of a sport? Do you think it's somebody that would be mentally deranged? Do you think they should be punished for it? Do you think, what do you think about somebody who would do that?
I think they would definitely possibly have some mental problems and would definitely need those looked into.
Yeah. So, well, I agree with that. But when we got in touch with you, you said, and I actually wrote down the quote you said, I was actually shocked after I talked to the producer that I talked to on the phone, and he explained what April's claims were that I've been posting. So this hit you out of the blue.
Yes.
You'd never heard anything about this at all?
No.
Until we rang your phone.
Well, actually, I received the initial contact through Facebook message.
From us?
Yes. So I thought that it was a prank at first.
Yeah.
But yes.
You don't expect to hear from Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Right? But until you heard from us, you'd never heard anything about this.
No.
Well, what did you think?
I was blown away, and like I said, I thought it was a prank at first, and then when I realized it wasn't, I was just like, why are these people thinking this?
Yeah. And so what's your goal in being here today? I mean, you want to set the record straight, right?
Well, of course, and I also sort of want answers on why she's thinking I'm doing this.
Yeah. What would be her possible motive for picking you?
I don't know. I think if she's thinking it's me, she genuinely thinks it's me, but I have no idea what her motive besides that would be. Because I don't see anyone accusing of something if they didn't think it was them.
Yeah. But, I mean, you think maybe the kids look similar or something, but you don't have your children, so
I don't.
You don't have pictures of your kids and
No.
access to your kids and
No.
all of that. So you have no idea how your children are doing?
Right now, no, I do not have any idea.
Yeah. So you, having terminated your parental rights, you have no access to them at all, no information about
Not
them. That's
until-
got to be tough as a mom.
It is very tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you lost custody originally, when you went to prison, what did you go for?
Uttering a forged instrument and burglary.
Yeah. Burglary and a forged instrument. It wasn't a violent crime.
No.
Okay. Now, originally, before your rights were terminated, they were with your mother-in-law, right?
Yes.
Okay, for a period of time?
Yes.
Yeah. But she wasn't able to keep them?
For whatever reason, no.
Yeah. Would you have preferred they stayed with her?
No.
Oh, so that was okay?
Yes.
I won't get into that, but it was okay with you that they went somewhere else?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know of any reason that anybody would have told me that they know that you actually have pictures of their children?
No.
No reason anybody would have told me that.
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah. And if you have a chance to talk to April and Nathan, you just want to tell them what? Straight up, not happening.
Well, that I haven't been doing it, and I'd like to know why they think that I have been.
Okay. And you want them to quit saying that about you, of course.
Of course.
All right. Well, and you understand they're concerned and they have questions, and you're willing to answer those questions. You got nothing to hide, right?
Yes, I am very willing to answer any questions.
Yeah. And that's why you came here today.
Yes.
So, up next, Ashley says she doesn't even know the woman accusing her of posting photos of her twins online. Well, they are going to get to know each other. The two women will meet face-to-face next, as well as her husband, Nathan. We'll be right back.
You've claimed my girls as your own girls, and it's gonna frickin' stop. I'm sick of it. Yes, you have.
No.
You've ruined our lives for 4 years, and that's why I've contacted him.
Friday on Dr. Phil.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird.
I did not kill my bird.
Your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Why don't you take them then, little witch?
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
That's Friday.
I had gone to prison because of the mistakes I was making. Counting jail and prison, it was almost 2 years. My charges were burglary and I forged a check. The burglary, I had gone into a house that I used to live in and was getting some of my things. I took a few picture frames and some bedding that I had. I actually did forge the check. In that process, I lost my rights to my girls, and I've never really had them with me because of my choices then.
Well, April and Nathan say a complete stranger to them, Ashley, cyber hijacked their twin daughters' photos, renamed the girls, and has been claiming them as her own for approximately 4 years now. Ashley denies any wrongdoing, says, I have no idea why they would target me for this. She says straight up, I have never heard of these people. I don't know who their twins are. I don't have any pictures of their twins. I've never posted any pictures of their twins. I don't have any involvement with this whatsoever. And I want to know why they're saying I do. And she says, I am here to clear my name. I am willing to sit here and answer the questions. That's what I came here for. That's what I'm going to do. Well, they're going to meet each other now for the first time. So please welcome April and Nathan to the stage. Will you all come on down? Guys, if you will. So this is Ashley, who you've never met, right?
Never met her.
You've never met her, don't have any contact with her. Your lives have never crossed. Paths have never crossed. You've not met, and you don't recognize them at all.
No.
So you are strangers.
Yes.
All right, well, this is April, and this is Nathan. And they have twin girls, and they are adamant that you, not anyone else, have actually hijacked these pictures and claimed them as your own. Correct?
Correct.
And this is the person?
This is the person, yes.
Why do you think it's her?
Ashley, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're lying in front of everybody. You've fooled friends. You've fooled family. You've claimed my girls as your own girls, and it's gonna frickin' stop. I'm sick of it. Yes, you have.
No.
You've ruined our lives for 4 years, and that's why I've contacted him. We're getting to the bottom of it, and I'm sick of it. I'm not dealing with it any longer. You have traumatized our family. We live in fear for our children, and we feel like you've actually kidnapped our kids, and we're done. And you're a liar. You're lying. I mean, you're...
No, I am not.
Oh, man. It's scary to me that you can be so calm and cool and collect and be so mentally screwed up in your head that you don't even know you're doing wrong. That is what is scary to me. I don't know what you're capable of, and I know that he's going to get to the bottom of it, and we're sick of it. And I'm not... From the minute we leave this show here today, I better never have one other chance to even see or hear that you are continuing to kidnap our girls. Our girls.
Well, you know, maybe you're confused. She does have twin girls, and they are about the age of your girls. Maybe they look alike. Do you have pictures of your girls?
I do not.
You don't even, you had them for 3 months. Do you have baby pictures of your girls?
I lost everything that I had when I went to prison. I was evicted from my house, and everything in my house is gone. It's been gone for a long time.
Right. Did you have Facebook before you went to prison?
Yes.
You had pictures on Facebook, right?
No.
You have any pictures on Facebook?
No.
So, because they might have saved them if they were on Facebook.
No.
Have you ever posted any pictures of any babies on Facebook, theirs or anybody else's?
My nieces and nephews.
You do have a Facebook account. I assume everybody does. You can clear up the mystery. Do you have any objection to us looking on your Facebook account? There will be no pictures of their babies on your Facebook account.
No.
Tell me who these girls are.
I don't know.
They're on your Facebook page.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
You can clear up the mystery. Do you have any objection to us looking on your Facebook account?
I don't.
Okay, and we could go to your Facebook page here, and this is your Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your Facebook account?
Yes.
And so if we look in your Facebook account, there will be no pictures of their babies on your Facebook account.
No.
And what if there were?
I haven't posted any in there. There shouldn't be.
Well, no, there shouldn't be, there, of course, but how could there be, right?
Exactly.
Because you have no involvement with them at all. But tell me who these girls are.
I don't know.
They're on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me who these girls are.
My baby girls, Sophie and Vivi. My girls, they're our girls, and they're not your freaking girls.
I realize that. I did not.
But these are her, Nathan and April's children. You said they wouldn't be on your Facebook page.
No, they shouldn't be.
Who are these girls? Who are these girls, Nathan?
Our girls, Sophie and Vivi.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
My girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who made those headbands?
Me.
Who are these girls?
Ours.
You have hundreds of pictures of their twin girls on your Facebook page.
Can I see that Facebook page again? Because that doesn't... I'm serious.
No, are you...
in the photos.
It looked okay to you a minute ago. You okayed it before he asked you.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're denying that that's not your Facebook. Oh.
Where were you at in the...
Well, this is your Facebook page, right?
Mm-hmm. It looks like
and
it, yes.
I went to photos, and then I went to mobile uploads, and then I went to scroll down to their pictures. And you deleted about 100 of them today.
I haven't been on my...
But you came to the stage before you could delete them all.
I haven't been deleting today.
Well, you've been deleting recently, but you didn't get them all deleted before you came to the stage today. Now, how did hundreds of pictures of their twins, who you've never heard of, get on your Facebook page?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
I honestly don't know.
How about this picture? This would be you at 3 years old, right?
Yes, I haven't seen that picture in a long time.
Yeah, but that's you at 3.
Yes, it is.
And that's their girls at 3.
That's what they're saying, yes.
That's our girls.
I believe you. I believe you that they are.
And what you say is me at 3, almost 3, and at 3. So you're comparing how you looked at 3 and how your girls look at 3.
Those are not my girls, no.
Of course they're not your girls. But what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a 3 stack with these girls saying, see how much I look like my girls at 3. That's your caption down here. Ashley, help me out here. I'm trying to help you out.
I realize that, but I did not take pictures from them.
You decided to sell this lamp, okay? And you took a picture of this lamp to sell this lamp, and behind that lamp is a picture of their 2 girls hanging in your house.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Jordan is irresponsible and lazy.
Kyle poured freezing cold water on me.
They're engaged to be married.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
He has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge your eye?
She's had bruises.
I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull? Is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yeah.
I'm begging you to please acknowledge what is really happening.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you?
Why do you think we are here?
That's Monday.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Well, we've run out of time. I have looked Ashley in the eye to get her to come clean and tell the truth about what's going on here. Will she? Or will she continue to claim she is the mother of twins?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I want this to end here.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Freaked us out.
I really don't mean you guys harm.
You've changed the way that we live. I can't even get joy out of my little girls because I'm freaked out. Every person that looks at them is going to snack them up and steal them from me.
Will she confess?
I did not take pictures from them.
Behind that lamp is a picture of their 2 girls hanging in your house. This is a picture of a nightstand in your house, and it's got pictures of their girls. Do you not know how those got in your house?
That's tomorrow.
You will not want to miss that. I want to thank all of my guests today. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Dr. Phil. They claim this woman is obsessed with their twins.
You've stalked us for 4 years. How violated can you even imagine that we feel?
She's posted pictures of their girls as if they are her own.
I want this to end here.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Freaked us out.
I really don't mean you guys harm.
You've changed the way that we live. I can't even get joy out of my little girls because I'm freaked out. Every person that looks at them is going to snack them up and steal them from me.
Will she confess?
I did not take pictures from them.
Behind that lamp is a picture of their two girls hanging in your house. This is a picture of a nightstand in your house, and it's got pictures of their girls. Do you not know how those got in your house? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Thank you. Yesterday, April and Nathan came to the show for my help to confront an online stranger named Ashley. They claimed she had cyberjacked their twin daughters' photos and claimed them as her own. Ashley not only denies knowing the couple, but says she does have twin girls and has no idea why these people are pointing the finger at her. Here's what happened yesterday as I began to interrogate the woman accused.
My 4-year-old twin identical daughters, Sophia and Vivian, were born in 2012. I joined a Facebook group for moms of multiples. I did upload some photos here and there. I got a private message on Facebook from a lady alerting me that my twin girls' photos had been stolen off of Facebook. When I went to this lady's blog, it said that her name was Ashley. She basically took my photos offline and made up a complete life of her as their mom.
There is actually a term for this. It's digital kidnapping.
My girls are in picture frames all over her house, above her bed, above her nightstand, on her dressers, on the end of couches.
The pictures had our girls' names on the outfits they were wearing, and she would blur them out. A lot of photographs had my wife in a reflection, and she would blur that out.
I am dealing with someone who is completely mentally unstable. My biggest concern is that she's going to break into my house and steal my children.
I agree that you need to be vigilant here. I'm going to bring her out by herself and talk to her. But I'm going to put you guys out here in the audience.
I've never heard of April or Nathan. Anyone could go through my Facebook and see that I don't have pictures. They don't have any proof.
What do you think about somebody would do that?
I think they would have some mental problems.
Do you have twins?
Yes. Their names are Adea and Camberlyn. I was sent to prison and I lost custody of them.
So your parental rights were completely terminated?
Yes.
How do you think a mother would feel if somebody was hijacking their children and claiming them as their own?
Possibly scared.
You got nothing to hide, right?
I'm very willing to answer any questions.
Yeah. So please welcome April and Nathan to the stage. Never seen them before?
No.
Ashley, you're a liar. You've claimed my girls as your own girls, and it's gonna frickin' stop.
Maybe you're confused. She does have twin girls. Do you have pictures of your girls?
I do not.
You can clear up the mystery. Do you have any objection to us looking on your Facebook account?
I don't.
There will be no pictures of their babies on your Facebook account.
No.
Tell me who these girls are.
I don't know.
Tell me who these girls are.
My baby girls, Sophie and Vivi.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
Who are these girls?
Our girls.
And how did hundreds of pictures of their twins, who you've never heard of, get on your Facebook page?
I don't know.
Help me with this. May I have graphic 4 on the screen, please? See, you decided to sell some things on the internet because I do my homework and I have tracked your digital footprint all through the internet. You decided to sell this lamp, okay? And you took a picture of this lamp to sell this lamp, and behind that lamp is a picture of their two girls hanging in your house. This is your house and your lamp that you put up for sale. This is a picture of a nightstand in your house for sale, and it's got pictures of their girls on your nightstand in your house that you put up for sale. This is a picture in your house, and this is a picture of you right here next to pictures of their girls on the nightstand. Do you not know how those got in your house? These are the pictures that are in these pictures. This picture is this one. This picture is this one. Ashley, come on. Those are in your house. I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to help you. I don't want to get you in trouble. I want to help you. You don't need to be in trouble. You need to be helped. And you'll never have a better offer. You'll never have a better offer. These people came to me and said they did not want me to burn you down. They wanted me to help you. As much as they're hurting, as much as they're upset, why do you think they came to the one person in the media that's a mental health professional? Because they want to help you. You know, she said as a mother, this person must be in a lot of pain, Dr. Phil. Help her and that fix our problem.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
You're supposed to tell the truth.
I can't believe some lady I don't even know has caused us this much turmoil. You have to understand from our standpoint, we're scared to death. You freaked us out. It's scary. You need help.
And later, you never had twin girls back in 2012, right?
Yes, I did.
We know the truth. If you're straight with me, I want this to end here. If you're not, I am your worst nightmare.
Tomorrow.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird.
I did not kill my bird.
Your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Why don't you take them then, little witch?
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
Then on Monday, he has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge her eye?
She's had bruises.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
All new Dr. Phil, Monday.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
You're supposed to tell the truth. I don't think you ever intended for this to go this far. I don't think you ever intended for anybody to be hurt. I don't think you ever intended for anybody to be scared. I think you intended for this to be a very private thing. And I think it took on a life of its own. And before you know it, I think you kind of got lost in the maze of it all. And then I think you didn't know how to get off the train. And I don't think you want people to be afraid of you. I don't think you want people to be scared. And I don't think you mean their children any harm. And I don't think you mean them any harm. But I think this just got away from you. And I think you just didn't know how to stop it. But you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And I know that you've done it. They know that you've done it. I'm not even asking you that because I already know the answer. What I'm asking you is, what do you want to do now?
I really don't mean you guys harm. I really don't.
I can't. What did you say?
I really don't mean you guys harm. I really don't.
I try to see the heart of gold in everybody, and I try to be a positive person. But you have completely stolen. I can't even, I don't even know how to explain. We're completely violated. I feel like over the past 4 years, I have looked at 600 photos probably that you have posted on social media, and you have followed our lives the whole entire time. Going down to the point, if I post a photo of my girls after dance class, and I love the Winnie the Pooh quote that talks about, you know, how can something so small in your heart, you know, take up something so big? And you even took that exact photo and you put the quote across it. I talk about how Sophie always had her hands up by her face in ultrasound. You would take that exact thing that I said and reword it in your own words. I mean, it scares us. We're scared, and we don't live far from you. I mean, you know that, obviously, because you've stalked us out. You have to understand from our standpoint, we're scared to death. You've changed our lives in a way that I never thought I could become. I mean, I feel like a schizophrenic, paranoid person now. I'm scared of everybody that talks to my twins. I'm scared to death. You've changed the way that we live, and I can't even get joy out of my little girls because I'm freaked out. Every person that looks at them or talks to them is someone that's related to you. They're going to snack them up and steal them from me. You freaked us out. It's scary. You need help.
I apologize for how I've made you guys feel. I really do. I guess it's sort of... I guess it sort of felt like maybe I wasn't missing things I was missing, even though it was the wrong way to not be missing them, by following these things. I mean, I know it's not right. I really...
Can I bring up, back in 2013, when this first started, and I got a private message on it on my twin Facebook page that I had, that obviously you found me on, somehow stalked me out there. When this happened, and we got police involved, and we got a detective involved, we found 3 Facebook pages you had. We got all those shut down, got your blog shut down that had all of my girls' information on it. My husband sent you a message, and that message shows that you read that message back in 2013, February 21st, I believe, of 2013. He sent you a message, told you to take any photos off of the internet that were of our girls. We knew you had our girls on there. He told you we were contacting police, that we knew where you lived. We are contacting police in your area. You read it. You never responded to him about that, and you've just continued to follow us and stalk us out for 4 years. You followed our family for 4 years, everywhere we've gone. I mean, how violated can you even imagine that we feel by you, what you've done to us? It's a complete violation. It's, the night that I found out that this was still going on, I left my phone at home. We went to eat dinner, and I sat down and picked up our girls, and I started crying to him, and I said, I feel like my girls have honestly been kidnapped, and this is the first night I've gotten them back. And we just loved on them and hugged on them, and I'm like, can't believe some lady I don't even know has caused us this much turmoil. Unbelievable to me.
You're talking about this message that
Yes,
he put
sir.
up, the picture stealing accusation here, that you just referenced in great detail. And you got that and read that, right? It clicks down here that says you received it and read it.
If it says I read it, then I read it. I honestly don't remember it. But yes, if it says I read it, then...
It says you read it. You never had twin girls back in 2012, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, you said they went with your mother-in-law, right?
Yes.
And she says that's just not true. And later, they now have me on their team and every resource at my command. All I want is to end this here.
Then let's end it here.
God
Kyle poured freezing cold water on me while I was in bed.
He has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge your eye?
She's had bruises.
I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull, is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yes.
You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills.
He was a major league pitcher. Now his family says he's a drunk.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you.
I'm not a drunkard. This is that bottom of the ninth, man. You got to do this.
Listen, I've been doing this for 45 years. And the only thing you can do here, the only thing that's going to make them have any sense of peace about this is if they feel that you get it. They feel that you get the impact on them and that you own this whole thing. You know, you said you had twin girls back in 2012. You never had twin girls back in 2012, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, you said they went with your mother-in-law, right?
Yes.
Well, we talked to your mother-in-law, and she says that's just not true. She said you never had twin girls back then. She said they were never with her, that she never had custody of them at all, and that that's just not true. I mean, the police talked to her. The police are cooperating with us because we're saying, look, we want to solve this here. The police talked to her, and they said, and I quote, Ashley has made comments that her mother-in-law has her children. I have spoken to her, and she advised at no time did she believe Ashley to be pregnant or see the children she apparently had. She advised that her son and Ashley were together for approximately 7 weeks before they were married, and Ashley told her son she was pregnant by him. They were married by the end of February 2012, and she posted the twins were born on the 22nd of June 2012. This is 4 months after she learned she was allegedly pregnant. She said there were no children. She said she didn't see any children. There were no children. She never kept any children. She said it's just simply not true. We have the detective on the phone that interviewed you in 2012 that said you weren't pregnant in 2012 when you said you were pregnant, said you didn't look pregnant. Detective Cricket Warren from the Pauls Valley Police Department is on the phone. Detective Warren?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm really trying to bring some peace to this very nice couple here that has been literally terrorized in this situation concerning the safety and well-being of their precious children. And, you know, we're talking here with Ashley, and to her credit, she has admitted that, yes, she has hijacked these photos and that she has put them on her Facebook and she has claimed them as her own. She means she did not mean any harm, and she's sorry that she has, but I think she's having a hard time coming clean on everything here. You talked to her in 2012 on other charges. Was there any evidence to you at the time that she was pregnant?
No, other than just what she told us.
Uh-huh. Did she appear pregnant?
She was a bigger girl, so I couldn't readily tell you that she was pregnant or not.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see any children?
No.
And you talked to the mother-in-law. Did she ever see any children?
No.
Did the math work out from the time, I mean, she'd have had to have a baby in 4 months and 7 weeks at the max. It doesn't seem the math could work out either.
No, it does not work out.
Yeah. So, and you've seen the pictures from inside the house. The pictures are all over the house. You've seen the screenshots, taken some of the screenshots, correct?
Yes.
And so there's absolutely no doubt that those pictures are throughout the house, correct?
Correct.
And when you talked to the mother-in-law, she was not equivocating at all about whether there were children that she had seen or taken care of, correct?
Correct.
So I'm trying to encourage Ashley. I mean, this is the time. This is the time to put this out on the table, get it behind you, and leave it here. I'm just asking you, Ashley. You don't want to leave stones unturned here. You don't want to come in here and own half the problem and then live with half of it when you leave. This is the time to put this to rest. You went to the point of your mother posting pictures of these children in 2012. Your mother died in 2009. We've done our homework here. You went to the point of your mother posting pictures of these children, correct? In 2012, we have your mother's Facebook account where your mother's posting pictures of her grandchildren and bragging on how wonderful they are.
My mom's not alive.
Well, your mother died in 2009, but you're posting pictures on her behalf in 2012. I mean, there's her tombstone. She died in 2009. We've done our homework here. We know the truth. The important thing is for you to own the truth. You cannot move on if you don't own the truth, all of the truth. Your mother died in 2009. You're posting pictures on her website in 2012. Three years after she deceased. Now, if I've got a picture of her tombstone up here, you got to figure I've done my homework. Why are there no birth records of your twins? There are no birth records because you didn't have them. Correct?
You said you don't want me to get in trouble, right?
What?
You said you don't want me to get in trouble, right? You just
I don't want you to get in trouble.
Stop
No, I want this to stop. They don't want to prosecute you. They want you to go away. They don't want you to be part of their life. They don't want to get in. They want this to stop here.
Do you feel that way?
Well, I'll tell you something that I'm really concerned about. As you know, I have a headband and embroidery making boutique online, and there was one photo that I have seen that you have shared on your Facebook page of my daughter Sophie, and it's a giveaway. I do a giveaway every month on my page, and it was a big wrap for Christmas time. The only place that I have posted that photo is on my boutique page. Never posted it on his Facebook, never posted it on my Facebook. And that picture was shared on your social media site. So my daughter and I, my oldest daughter that's 17, we went through my entire boutique page, looked for your name, searched it. You're not on my boutique page. So my concern is, I know that you've had lots of different Facebook pages out there. You're under an alias name, is what I truly believe, and you stalked me out on my boutique page, and you're following along with my life on there because you know I post photos of my girls on there modeling things that have been made for them or head wraps. You're still there. You're snaking your way in and watching what I post because I know that one photo is only on that page. There's no other way you could have gotten it.
I'm going to be honest. I've gone on your page as my name, but I haven't liked it. I haven't commented. I'm being honest here. You know.
So that picture you stole off my page then? You remember that picture of her at Christmas time?
I think I know which one you're talking about, yes.
Why do you ask me, why are you confirming that I don't want you to get in trouble?
Because you said that, and I want to make sure that that's really what...
Yes, I will confirm that to you, look you straight in the eye and tell you. If you're straight with me, then I want this to end here. If you're not, I am your worst nightmare.
Let's end it here.
Then let's end it here. Tell the truth, because I'm going to protect these people. These people came to me. Listen, I don't take it lightly when people reach out to me with their family. I take it very seriously when people come to me and say, my family is at risk. My children are at risk. Dr. Phil, help me. They could have gone 1,000 different places, and they came to me, and by God, I take that seriously, and I will charge the machine gun nest for them. Once I answer that letter, I am in, and I will stand in the gap for this family. And if you're still lying, then they now have me on their team and every resource at my command. All I want is to end this here. And when you leave here, I want not to condemn you. I want not to intimidate you. I want to help you. I want to get you professional help to support you and transition you to a healthier level of functioning. I don't want to threaten you. I don't want to intimidate you. I want to help you. I want you to write me a letter a year from now and say, Dr. Phil, thank you. You turned me around at that point. You gave me the help and support I needed to be a better person, and I thank you for that. That's the letter I want to get from you for a year from now. Not that I beat you up, but that I helped you. That's what I want. That's what I do. I'm not here to make your life worse. I'm here to make it better. You are living a terrible existence right now. You're living a fraud life. You've already been to prison for fraud. That doesn't work for you. Let's do something different. Let's go to a higher level of functioning, and you can't get there by yourself. I will get you the professional help to do that. I forgive you for what you have done. What I want you to do is stop doing it.
He had a Facebook request from somebody that he doesn't know. A couple days later, I get a Facebook private message, and my gut is that is actually you reaching out for help. So can I just ask you, was it you?
Tomorrow.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird.
I did not kill my bird.
Your children have been removed from the home.
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Why don't you take them then, little witch?
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
Then on Monday, he has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge her eye?
She's had bruises.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
All new Dr. Phil, Monday.
Let's end this here. You're posting things on your dead mother's Facebook. Come on. That's not your finest hour, right? Did you have twins 4 years ago?
No.
Of course not. I know there would be birth records. I already know the answer to that. You just have to own that.
Can I ask her a question?
Yes, you ask her anything you want.
On April 1st, he had a Facebook request from somebody that he doesn't know. A couple days later, I get a Facebook private message, and it's a big, long thing that says, hey, I'm just reaching out to you. I wasn't for sure if I should do this, but I went to high school with a girl named Ashley, she told me. She said, and I have been watching her Facebook page for a while now and have noticed that there's lots of photos of these twin girls on there, and I've noticed that anytime the twins have someone else in the picture with them, that people have been blurred out of the photo, or if they have their name across their chest, since I do embroidery, that they would have their name blurred across, and she gave us 46 screenshots this lady sent to my private Facebook page. She wrote in that message that she had no idea how she even found us in the sea of millions and trillions of people in the world, but she somehow found us and realized that those twin girls belonged to us and wanted us to be aware that this has been going on for 4 years. So that person, I had a really weird gut feeling that it wasn't truly a helpful person. I had a weird gut. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse, which I'm sure you know. My nursing instinct was that this is a mentally ill person reaching out for help, and my gut is that is actually you. So can I just ask you, I mean, was it you? Were you reaching out in a way that you wanted to have help? that you thought I would go to some crazy level like calling Dr. Phil to get you help.
That honestly wasn't me.
I just thought it was odd that she would block the producers from Facebook and she would never respond to any message if she was truly trying to be a helpful person.
Well, there's certainly some connection, because for her seeing those pictures and knowing, finding Nathan out of billions of people,
it's just kind
millions
of weird
of people,
to us.
there's some connection there. But look, this has to stop. I mean, next steps are these. You have to take their name out of your vocabulary. You have to delete everything from your Facebook page. Those are not your children. You can't be living this fantasy life with these as your surrogate, because the fact of the matter is that those behaviors could well be gateway behaviors to doing something not in the virtual world but into the real world. And that means they have to regard you as a threat. And the way to end that is to end that behavior. You have to stop that behavior. I don't think you're an evil person. I truly don't. I truly don't think you're an evil person. And I think you need some help to answer the questions of why you would do that and why you would lack the empathy to understand the kind of impact it would have on somebody else. I think you need the answer to those questions. You've invested a lot of time and effort and energy into this. What would have happened if the time, effort, and energy you've invested into this, you had invested into something productive in your life? Into taking better care of yourself, into doing something constructive for others or for yourself. Just, I mean, you need answers to those questions, and it's clear that you can't find them on your own. You just want her to leave you alone.
But I want it to be 100% leave alone. I'm paranoid.
Do you get what's happened here? Are you sorry for what you've done?
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
When I said I wanted to offer you help, not create bigger problems for you in your life, now that you've confessed all that and admitted all that, you can find out if what I said was true. It is true. I want to help you. I want to get you some professional help immediately for this. You're not going to go home and find flashing lights in your driveway. What you're going to find is Anthony Haskins, our resource director, working with you immediately to get you some professional help to help you resolve all of this and get it behind you and move on. That's what I want to see happen, and I assume that's what you all want to see happen. You don't want to, you don't wish her ill. You just want her to leave you alone.
But I want it to be 100% leave alone. I don't want fake Facebooks like your mom's and following us. And I mean, that's where I'm paranoid as heck.
Look, and I get that, and that's why I'm going to get her some professional help, and if she's sincere, she'll let that person send you a generic progress report, not about her personal disclosures in there, but to just let you update that she's doing well and progressing on that, so you have peace of mind about that. But those are next steps. I truly want to get you help with this. Will you take that help if I arrange that for you?
Yes.
And that's our gift to you. It's not going to cost you anything. Let us do this for you. Okay? And do you get what's happened here? Are you sorry for what you've done here?
I am. I really am. I mean, I don't know if you believe it or not, and I get it if you don't believe it, but I really am.
And you absolutely will leave these people alone. Take everything down off of the internet and accept the professional help that we're offering here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. At this point, I'm going to excuse you, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how you get past this fear that's going on. And Anthony Haskins is going to meet with you backstage, and I'm going to make good on my commitment to help you with this. And let me say, I acknowledge your courage in admitting to this and taking the first step to putting this behind you today. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. Good day. When we come back, I'm going to talk about how much April may be exposing her family online. We're going to find out just exactly what we all need to know about the exposures that we do have when we put those babies out there. We'll be right back. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Okay, we're back. She's gone. Talk to me.
I'm blown away. I mean, I'm so relieved to hear her actually admit it. I didn't ever want to interrupt you because I could just see it possibly coming out of her. I'm happy.
I am too. I feel a sense of relief because I feel like, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I don't feel like she's a bad person, but she has tried to fill some type of void in her life, and it has obviously escalated to a point way beyond just filling something that she's had a loss, maybe. Wow, I'm really speechless. I don't really know what to say. Speechless.
The way it started off, I was very worried, but I'm so glad you got her to admit it.
Well, did you get what you came for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. And that she accepted help. That was my biggest fear, that you would offer her help and she would just be blindsided and be like, I don't need help. I'll just erase them off Facebook. And so I'm so thankful that she's taking the help that you're going to give her.
You know, here's the reality of this. You know, one of the frustrations we have in the law is, you know, they always say, I can't really help you till they do something, till they snatch a child, till they do whatever. And we are getting more and more policing of the internet. You know, there's no question about that. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, right now, until that happens, it is, I've testified before Congress that we used to have the Wild Wild West. Now we've got the Wild Wild Web. And it really is kind of frontier justice out there. And frankly, right now, the feds, they're looking at terrorist threats. So something like this doesn't even make their top 10,000. So that means we have to fend for ourselves and deal with it. That's why I'm saying here, I wanted her to come clean. I wanted her to own this. I wanted her to admit it. And then I want to get somebody talking to her that will take away the need, take away the motivation, take away whatever reaction she may have to this. And I think we got about as good as we get here. She owned everything. She admitted everything, and as you say, accepted, you know, help, because she could either go off and be bitter, or she can go off and be open to somebody trying to get in there and say, look, obviously you were feeling some kind of frustration here, some kind of need here. You were defaulting to a pattern of fraud, which you've done before. Let's give you some higher level coping skills. And you know, I hate to be, that's why I said I'm not trying to beat you up here. I'm trying to help you. But you need to tell the truth, because if she doesn't tell the truth, I am her worst. I mean, obviously, we've found everything there is to find, right? My team here is very passionate in y'all's behalf. So
Appreciate that so much.
I'm glad that I'm glad we were able to help here, because these can be gateways behaviors to something else if they back themselves into a corner.
That's what we were worried about.
Yeah, they truly can. And y'all conducted yourselves. I thought you took the moral high ground. You were very clear in how strongly you felt about this, but you definitely took the moral high ground. And it's very becoming to you to have handled it the way that you did. So God bless you. Look, I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Detective Cricket Warren. It's so nice. Everybody knows that I am a huge advocate of the badge and the blue, and I really appreciate it when they work with us, because we try to do the right thing and support law enforcement in every way, and we appreciate it when they help us do the right thing here. So we really appreciate Detective Warren. If you want tips for keeping kids safe online, go to drphil.com, because we're going to have those things listed there. And we're going to talk about things like privacy settings and things of that nature, which may seem kind of basic, but they can really, really make a difference. And you may think, man, we can't even share pictures of our children. Yes, you can, but you need to be careful where you share them, because I'll promise you there are predators among us, and they use those pictures in ways that you never intended. It's a sad fact, but it's true. We'll see you next time. Guys, thanks so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My mom says I have a mental disorder.
They believe their daughter needs to be in a mental hospital.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird.
I did not kill my bird. You're a little witch.
Your children have been removed from the home, and you said, I want to complete my bucket list before I get my kids back.
I actually met producers and directors who said I could be the next actress in Hollywood.
Why don't you just worry about getting the kids back?
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Why don't you take them then, little witch?
I feel like I care about your kids more than you do.
Before I hit you on stage.
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Sure, when most of you feel stressed, you might meditate or listen to soothing music. Maybe you go on a relaxing vacation. Well, my guest Amber says when life gets tough, she just checks herself into a mental hospital. Then checks out a few days later feeling refreshed. Now, Amber's parents, Lisa and John, describe Amber as manic, crazy, and volatile, and say if she doesn't get help now, they fear for the fate of her 3 small children. But Amber says she's not crazy. She's just enjoying life and having fun, all while riding around in her hand-painted van. In fact, Amber says her parents are the crazy ones. So what if she's been diagnosed with 20 mental illnesses? Take a look.
My daughter Amber needs to be institutionalized. She goes from sad to happy to angry.
Oh!
in 60 seconds.
Amber's constantly yelling and screaming and arguing with us.
I wish my family would just be happy.
We
I'm
have
not saying
helped
help
you.
me. I'm saying be happy for me.
We're
Don't
worried
raise
about
your
your
hand,
life.
little witch over there. Can I talk? No.
Amber's out of control. She just goes off. She's jumping up and down, stamping her feet, screaming, swearing. She only wants to hear what Amber wants to hear.
You little witch! You're a little witch!
Amber believes that she was diagnosed with over 20 different disorders.
Amber uses and abuses these disorders to get away with her behavior.
We would stop over and the twins would be up running around the house and she was sleeping. We're worried that she is dangerous to her children. One time Amber just took off and left her family and her children. We spent 3 days trying to find her.
Another time, Amber needed her oil changed in her van, and I didn't fix it immediately, so she flew off the handle. I need my van fixed, Dad. I need it today. I told her it was time for her to leave, and I am so sick of incidents like this that I'm fed up with it.
We have always helped her to pay her bills.
Amber isn't paying her water bill, her rent, her electric. She's just using the money for, I think, alcohol. Amber is not my daughter anymore. This is it for me. This is the last straw.
If she doesn't get help for her mental disorder, we would have to forget that she exists.
Well, Amber says there is nothing wrong with her and blames her parents. She says they stress her out and, I quote, make her mentally ill at the time.
If you're worried about me, then help me.
If you cannot listen to your father and take advice, and we're trying to help you.
When I was 12, that's when I listened to my father. My family thinks that I'm crazy, but it's definitely them who are a little crazy.
Listen to me. I'm done listening to you.
I do not have any mental disorders. I feel I'm okay. In the past, I've been diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar, seasonal depression. Every time I got diagnosed with something, it was just all dumb. They needed to put a pill in my mouth. My family might be causing a lot more of a mental illness. This is my life. This is I'm happy, and this is proving to you guys I don't need to be locked up.
Then quit calling us for help.
My dad's very selfish and arrogant.
Listen to your father for once.
Then let go of my hand.
Quit calling us for help. You're done.
Instead of listening to me, he is letting his anger and rage come between us. The other day, he yelled at me and said that I need to get my head on straight. My relationship with my mom has become strange. She's a menopausal bitch. For a while, I was drinking a little more than I probably should on a daily basis, and right away they judged that. I really just like to party and have a good time every now and again. It doesn't make me a bad person. They don't agree with me driving without a license. Just because I don't have that little car that says that right now, that I can still drive. The only thing is that if I get caught, I get in more trouble. I have to do what I have to do to survive. It makes me extremely irate when they judge my life. Here's my negative qualities, but here are my good ones. But here, let's focus on all the negative ones. I want my family to realize that I am not the problem. They're all the ones who need to be psychologically evaluated.
Okay, so suffice it to say, y'all don't see things the same way.
Not at all.
Okay, and these are the behaviors that they say are concerning to them about you. Okay. You said you stabbed yourself in the leg. You said you did it because you were numb and you wanted to see if you could feel something.
Yes.
Seems a little unstable to me.
A little unstable.
You guys said she ripped the wings off of a pet bird and killed it because you were mad at your dad?
I didn't kill it. I got out of jail and I came home and my bird was dead. And I asked my dad, because he's a hunter, to mount the feathers so I would have them for life. So when, yes, I had a few little to drink, I figured I'd do it on my own.
Well, you told us you ripped the wings off of it.
I did. I ripped it in the garage. The bird was dead already, though. The bird's foot got stuck in a toy probably when he was playing with it.
Why did you end up in jail in the first place?
Because I called the cops on Dad.
We drove away.
You drove away like who's crazy?
Got in our car.
Because I was on a signature bond. And because I had one drink 3 hours prior.
Drinking and driving without a license.
Okay, one drink 3 hours prior. I was out having lunch with a couple girlfriends. I was honest. They asked me if I'd been drinking today, Dr. Phil. And I said, yes, I have.
Well, does your bond preclude you from drinking?
Yes.
Yes. No, actually not from drinking.
Yes.
No, it does not.
Absolute
no,
sobriety.
It does not.
Absolute sobriety. It says right on there.
Yes.
The bond actually says, and I quote, absolute sobriety except for prescribed medication.
Thank you.
It does. Okay, so that's even drinking?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought it was pills. I thought it was self-medicating.
Okay, you've been banned from local bars because of, here's this word again, crazy behavior. Okay.
Not banned, but they don't want me in there because I acted irrationally.
Did you drive 100 miles in the snow and break into cabins?
I wanted to see an old dam. I drove up to see something beautiful, and I didn't break. I got stuck in the mud with my van. And yes, I broke into their cabin.
Are you in charge? Part of your job is you're working with a 24-year-old young woman that has a mental age much younger than that?
Yes.
Do you take her to bars?
That's what she
to
wants.
meet men?
No, I do not teach her. No, I do not make her meet men. I teach her there to socialize her because that's what she wants.
You take her to a bar?
I take her to a bar and grill to have lunch.
How do you get her there?
I drive her there.
Without a license?
Well, yes, without a license.
She says, and I quote, she's teaching me a lot of new things. I can't tell you what all she's teaching me.
Oh, goodness, Amber. Oh, goodness. I teach her actually how to shoot pool.
She says you use her as a lookout for the cops.
No, I don't use her as a lookout for the cops. I said, just, you know, you're my second pair of eyes. It's not really that. That's what it is.
Well, her name,
that's not what
her name is Amber as well, and she's on Polycom. Let's just chat with her. Amber?
All right, Amber.
Hey.
Hey, Amber, how you doing?
Good.
Are you a pretty good lookout?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you spot the cops from pretty far off?
I can spot them from at least half a mile away.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. So, what do you say when you see them?
There's lights behind you.
Oh, yeah. That's what they're behind me.
Yeah. Okay. Does Amber sometimes drink while she's driving with you?
Only once.
Where do you guys go when you go out and drive around?
We just go out and eat, have fun. Basically, she's teaching me how to play pool, so...
Have you met any boys?
Some.
Have any of the boys ever gone riding with you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Yeah. So do they ever go back home with you?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, thanks a lot, Amber. All right.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. Amber swears there is nothing wrong with her. Are these just overreactive parents, or do they have a reason to be concerned? We'll be right back.
The children were not being cared for by her. They were going into the refrigerator and dumping out gallons of milk and cartons of eggs. She does not focus on them. I had to protect my grandchildren.
And later,
I actually met producers and directors who said I could be the next actress in Hollywood.
Why don't you just worry about getting the kids back, Amber?
I'm in Hollywood right now, so how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Oh, congratulations. Why don't you take them then, little witch?
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Jordan is irresponsible and lazy.
Carl poured freezing cold water on me.
They're engaged to be married.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
He has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge your eye?
She's had bruises.
I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull? Is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yeah.
I'm begging you to please acknowledge what is really happening.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you?
Why do you think we are here?
That's Monday.
One time I was feeling really emotionally hurt, so I wanted to see the hurt instead of feel the hurt. So I took a knife and I sliced my leg, couldn't feel it. I stabbed myself with a steak knife just to see if I could feel it.
Amber refuses to believe she has any of the mental illnesses that she has supposedly been diagnosed with. But Amber's mom, Lisa, disagrees. In fact, she was so worried about her 3 grandchildren that she took matters into her own hand and called Child Protective Services. Take a look.
I'm on the verge of losing my children for no apparent reason.
I decided to call CPS because she was having these extreme anxiety attacks.
I had an anxiety attack. I had physical pain.
She cried and screamed and said she could not handle taking care of the kids and all the problems that she was having in her life. Amber doesn't know how to be a good mother.
I love being a mom. I am better than a lot of moms out there.
The children were not being cared for by her. They were going into the refrigerator and dumping out gallons of milk and cartons of eggs.
When I do have them, it's hard. Every time I turn my back, something's being torn apart. I can't split myself into two.
One day, I got a call from Amber's phone and heard this sweet little 3-year-old voice. I heard him say, "Grandma." I said, "Where's your mom?" And he didn't say anything. I said, "Well, where were you? How did he get your phone?" And she said, "Well, I was sleeping." She does not focus on them. It does not matter to me how Amber feels about it. Those kids will always come first to me. I had to protect my grandchildren.
Do you think she was wrong to step in about the children?
100%.
Yeah, why is that?
Because what I was before when I was depressed, yes, I did sleep a lot, but I took naps with them, and I made sure that I got up when they ate. Sometimes, yeah, when you take a nap, it's hard to get up. So they'd get up before me. They're 3 years old. The terrible threes are only beginning. Are you kidding me? If I go to the bathroom, they go in the fridge and dump out a gallon of milk. Like, really, that's...
Amber, to worry?
To worry?
Sit home and worry that those kids are running around the house by themselves while you're sleeping? Do you know what that's like to find out that they shaved their head with a razor?
How many other kids, how many other 3-year-olds on this planet have shaved their head? I heard a buzzer. Sounded like
it was a razor.
Just listen to me for once. I heard a buzzer in the bathroom. I thought they were playing with the little electric toothbrush that we had. Okay, I was in the room doing something quick. Okay, I didn't think he was underneath the cover. I come back in and he had the razor to shave your beard kind of thing, and he went like this. Okay, that's so dangerous.
There were 2 spots.
Like, he lay like their haircuts.
That was the second time.
Okay, now you're holding back my past. What do we move forward? What do we see what I'm doing to help them? Actually, who's raised the twins?
Well, what are you doing to help them?
Nothing now, because I get supervised to watch them. I cannot even see them right now.
Why?
Unless I contact my social worker. They have someone who gets paid to come over and hang out with me and my children.
Why?
And they cut my visit off early.
Well, why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because I'm an angry mother, and they still think they're trying to make me do all these different things to
They
prove...
want her to have a full psychological analysis before they...
Okay, but I don't need a psychological analysis.
They asked for.
Well, but here's the thing. Your children have been removed from the home.
Right.
And the agency has said there are some steps that you need to complete in order to regain custody.
Yes. And the first...
Are you doing those steps?
Yes.
Really?
I am.
What have you done?
Well, the first piece of paper they gave me, they said I had to go see a therapist. They had to pee test me clean, which I was.
I wrote down some of the things you said about Child Protective Services taking your children, because I found some of these interesting. You said, quote, "It's a blessing having some freedom without my kids."
Yes.
At the moment. But I also switch off every other week with their father. Okay, so every other week.
No,
yes.
This is
This was before. This is before you even called CPS on me, Mom.
You had just gotten the children. When you did that.
Okay.
You said, "I know this separation will change my life completely for the better."
I don't mean this separation. I miss them dearly.
Well, that's what you said.
Well, I don't mean it by, like, then you're kind of, in a way, not twisting my words in a sense. But right now, I am enjoying my time. I got to come and do these things that I never got to do in my life. So when I get home, I could, like, okay, here. This is just, I don't know, Dr. Phil. It's not really a blessing. I miss my kids.
You said, "I'm busy right now and can't stop what I have to do to go see them."
Like, what can we...
You were talking about not going to the visitations.
No, that's not what happened.
You missed visitations with the kids.
I'm just telling you what you said.
Okay, well, I'm trying to find a job. And I'm not.
No, you were up north breaking into our cabin.
Hold on.
When I left and actually came home from that whole excursion when I broke in, the first person I went to see were my children.
You also said, once I make my dreams happen, I know I will be able to provide a great life for them.
Oh, yes. I have dreams that they don't even know about, that they don't really care about.
They said you had 2 DUIs, and you told us adamantly you only had 1. How do you forget a DUI?
Yes, thanks for reminding me. Now I have 2.
And later...
I feel like I care about your kids more than you do.
Okay, then you have them, and I'll come visit you with them then.
No, you will not. Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Actually, sit her next to my hypocritical mother.
You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills.
He was a major league pitcher. Now his family says he's a drunk.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you.
I'm not a drunkard. This is that bottom of the ninth, man. You got to do this.
You said, I want to complete my bucket list before I get my kids back. And on your bucket list, you said, I want to become a race car driver. I want to go paintballing. I want to build my own cabin in the woods. I want to become a teen counselor. I want to be debt-free, and I want to become a stripper.
She already did that once already. So.
I'll get right back to you.
All right. Oh, goodness.
So that's your bucket list.
Yes. Okay, so this isn't before I get my kids back.
Right.
See, I already did the stripping thing. These debt-free, become a teen counselor, building my own cabin in the woods, going paintballing, and becoming a race driver, I could do with my kids. On the weeks I don't have them. The weeks I don't have them, I could go paintballing. Thanks. Building my own cabin in the woods is going to take me a long time. I'm $100,000 in debt, Dr. Phil, at 24. But I'm going to make that happen sometime. I plan on building my dream own house. But that's years to come. Become a teen counselor.
You said, and I quote, I want to complete my bucket list before I get my kids back.
Yes.
And this is your bucket list. This is what you want to do before you get your kids back.
Quote, unquote, I said that. But this isn't my bucket list. The debt-free,
That's what you gave us
teen
is
counselor.
Your bucket list.
That's my, I call my list a bucket list. Those are my dreams. I can make my dreams happen with my kids.
Well, let's talk about your children.
Okay, let's talk about them. Yes, please. Something else in this bucket list. Or dreams.
Would being a stable influence in your children's life be a top priority?
100%.
Because you say some things, and it doesn't sound like a whole big deal if you say it real fast, like you said, I'm driving without a license, but just because I don't have that little card. The little card is a license.
Well, yes, I get that. My little card now says not a driver's license.
Yeah, but that's the
get
law.
That.
And,
I get
and
that.
to operate a motor vehicle with a suspended license pursuant to 2 DUIs is a felony.
I get that.
But yet you're doing it.
Right.
And that doesn't seem like responsible behavior for a mother.
I understand.
And they said you had 2 DUIs, and you told us adamantly you only had 1.
I thought I only had 1.
How do you forget a DUI?
I don't know. Obviously, I just got the second one, so that would be 2 then. Great. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Now I have 2. Thank you.
Well, no, you've had 2.
I get that, but I kind of put that off in my head for a little while. I don't want to think about that right now. Because like I told them, every time I went to the hospital because I felt like killing myself, I could have up and killed myself 2 weeks ago, and no one would know for 2 days. No one would know because I tried calling my mom. She don't answer her phone. My dad's sitting over there being a and my sister's, oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But no one would know for 2 days that I would be dead in my house right now. Dr. Phil, I met some cool people who know you. Told me I could be an actress. I could be an actress, they said. I met, his name's Prince. He's a director.
What are you talking about?
Listen, I'm just saying that I'm getting out of everything in my life. I get that you're talking about how I have 2 DUIs now. And it could be a felony. But the reasons why I got arrested were, I don't know, I don't know. How am I supposed to get out of them without a job? So either I go to jail now, either I be on probation. I just scatterbrain over here, I guess. Yes, Dr. Phil, I'm scatterbrain. I have a lot going on. I don't know what you want me to do, Dr. Phil. I don't know what we're going with on this one.
What I want you to do is stop breaking the law.
Okay, well, that's easy enough.
I want you to stop driving without a license.
Okay.
I want you to stop drinking and driving.
Right, of course. Yes.
That's real simple.
It is real simple.
Okay. All right, Amber's little sister is here, Cheyenne. She says Amber is a manipulative drama queen and her parents are to blame for enabling her behavior. We'll add her to this conversation when we come back.
Amber has been going to bars, sleeping with random people.
How dare she judge me on my drinking habits when she's got alcohol in her fridge too? It's a back and forth battle between my sister and I.
My bird was dead when I came home. You're a little witch.
It's a back and forth battle between my sister and I.
You can't tell me what to do with my cat. Okay, so congratulations.
Are you gonna kill it like you killed your bird?
I want to hit her. I'm walking out right now. I did not kill my bird. Oh, my bird was dead when I came home. You're a little witch.
My sister is definitely a know-it-all bitch and very rude.
Well, Amber's sister Cheyenne says she's had it with Amber and her ridiculous antics. She calls her a, quote, psycho, out-of-control drama queen, close quotes, who brutally killed their pet bird and doesn't seem to think there's anything wrong with that. Cheyenne also says their parents are suckers who fall for Amber's lies and won't stop protecting her.
I have caught Amber out of my life. I can't stand by and watch her kill herself by being irresponsible and selfish. Amber's very manipulative. I feel that my parents would enable Amber. They enable Amber because she knows that if she throws a fit, she'll get her way.
You should apologize.
I'm sorry, I am apologizing.
That was the wrong thing to say.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're trying to help here.
I didn't know that would set her off. One time Amber called me and she was asking me to find her weed and Adderall.
Everyone I'm trying to get a hold of can't help me. I don't know people who have Adderall, and so I was just trying to call you.
I don't really either anymore. Amber has been going to bars, sleeping with random people, and bringing them around her children.
I have been recently accused of sleeping around with a different guy every single day. I hang out with a lot of different guys. It's in no way means that I'm sleeping with them.
Amber says she doesn't have a drinking problem, but I know she does.
If I don't work on Saturday, if I wake up and want to have a beer all day long, why not? How dare she judge me on my drinking habits when she's got alcohol in her fridge too?
Amber has lost custody of her children.
The social worker told me that I had to go 3 weeks without drinking. And I looked at her, I said, if I'm gonna go 3 weeks without drinking, you're nuts. I don't have the kids right now. If I'm gonna go out on Friday night with my friends, I'm gonna go out on Friday night with my friends. Thank you very much.
Okay, Cheyenne, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
You've been listening to everything so far. Yeah. What would you like to say as you enter this conversation?
I just want you to know I really love you, and I really want you to get help. It just scares me, the things that you've put yourself through.
Why do you laugh when she says that?
Because little witch over here does Adderall every day. Little witch over here smokes weed every day.
Since CPS has been involved with your children.
Oh, now we're going to get CPS involved. Thank you.
And you told CPS that I was smoking weed. I have stopped smoking weed so I could see your children.
Doubt it.
But she's not the one that's having the problems and getting her kids taken.
Oh, really? Because she wants to see my kids.
I do.
You know what? I cut back. I stopped doing that too, Mom.
What about doing other drugs?
Okay, doing other drugs?
Crystal meth?
Okay, crystal meth.
Told us
you know what?
Tried that.
Yeah, I did try it.
Did you tell me
I
that
did.
you did it 2 nights ago?
I did.
Yes, 2 nights ago.
I did.
You did crystal meth since you came to do the Dr. Phil show?
Yes, she did.
Yes, I did.
Oh, God.
With a homeless guy?
Oh, he's not homeless. I call him a roamer.
Some guy you just met?
A roamer. Yes, I did.
That's dangerous. I don't think you've been to bed hardly at all, have you, since we got here?
Are you high now?
No.
Are you drunk?
No.
Have you had anything to drink today?
No, I have not.
Do you have a bottle of wine in your dressing room?
Yes, I do. I figured after this show, when we leave, I figured maybe I'll have a little glass of wine to celebrate. Because I actually met producers and directors who said I could be the next actress in Hollywood. Gave me, no, listen, I have it on my Facebook. It's not my focus. You know what?
Why don't you just worry about getting the kids back, Amber?
You know, that's what I'm going to do when I go home. I'm in Hollywood right now. So how can I worry about my children?
I've been worried about your children.
Oh, congratulations. Why don't you take them then, little witch? You never babysit? You don't babysit my kids?
Yes, I do. The kids every day.
Every day?
From the time the boys
Was I at your house every day?
From the time those twins were born, your sister.
I can't even, like, this is a middle finger.
Your house.
This is a middle finger right here.
Listen, Amber.
Oh, I'm really laughing now. I have twins. 3 years old.
I've helped you with from day one.
Oh, congratulations,
I would
you
drop
little
my life
witch.
for
You
your
would
children.
drop them. Okay, then you have them, and I'll come visit you with them then.
No,
you
you will
witch.
not. You will never see your children
Jeez.
again if it was up to me.
Oh, if it was up to you. Congratulations.
I feel like I care about your kids more than you do.
Oh, off before I hit you on stage.
Can I move my seat, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, can she sit over there by my dad, or actually sit her next to my hypocritical mother?
More from the Twilight Zone after the break.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Jordan is irresponsible and lazy.
Carl poured freezing cold water on me.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
He has a black belt.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out.
Gouge your eye?
She's had bruises.
I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
She's charging you like a bull? Is that what you're saying? And you're having to take her down?
Yeah.
That's Monday.
Well, Amber says she's tired of her parents and her sister, who she asked us to move next to her hypocritical mother. I put her down on the end.
No, can we shut them up? Like tape their mouths or something, Dr. Phil?
No.
We can't really do that, can we?
No, we can't do that. But listen.
But she says I have a mental disorder.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Okay, I can tell you that right now you have a lot of steps to complete before you're a candidate
Right.
for regaining custody of your children.
Oh, and I get this.
And I think that right now a lot of your conduct
Of course.
is counterproductive to that.
Of course. I'm
And-
angry.
And there's
Get it.
Well, it had nothing to do with them. Forget them.
No.
There's a set of criteria that every state adheres to
Yes.
in determining the fitness of a parent.
Exactly.
And it has to do with stability of home,
Yep.
stability emotionally,
Yep.
financially, being able to provide proper medical care,
Yep.
nutrition,
Yep.
education, all of these different things. And
Right.
in order for you to provide those in a stable fashion for your child,
Right.
you have to be stable as an individual.
Exactly.
And if you're volatile as an individual, mood-wise, behaviorally, emotionally, whatever,
Right.
then your ability to provide stability for another is suspect.
Nothing's working in my life, so should I be, yes, I should be checked in just to be diagnosed with an illness? Or is that the fact that I should be, what is that? I have nothing besides a body. That's wonderful. How should I feel about that, Dr. Phil? So I should be an actress because that's making a lot more money than most. You know, those directors who say, I am ruined for you. You're going to be the next princess on Hollywood. I have faith in you. Maybe I should be an actress in Hollywood. Maybe I should.
What if they told you to be a mother?
Yeah. Yeah, that actually was my dream, but she stopped me from that one, you little
You
witch.
stop yourself.
To me, I don't know normal versus abnormal. To me, something is abnormal
in my
if
head.
it's not working. Something's normal if it is working. And so right now, things aren't working in your life. Even you have to admit that.
Oh, of course I will.
There are a lot of things that aren't working in your life. So the question should be, how can I get things that aren't working to start working?
You know, you say that should be my question. But see, when I go home back to where I live, I have steps that I have in my head to do that without their help. Because honestly, I just survived in Hollywood, technically on my own, with no money to my name. Dr. Phil, if you guys didn't help me in a hotel, I would be a homeless person on your streets trying to make $1. I have 8 cents to my name right now.
Okay.
So, you know, okay, I don't have many questions for you too much.
Okay, well.
Like, really, I know what I need to do.
Okay.
I got some abnormal stuff out of me.
Thank you. The reason you don't have any questions is right now you are experiencing what I call...
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You're experiencing what I call a flight of ideas.
No, that's like...
Which means you're just kind of all over the place.
No, that's because you put me in the biggest town in the world, like Hollywood. I don't have flight of ideas. I don't. I have a dream. I'm going to make it happen.
You've changed the subject about 9 times in the last 30 seconds.
I do that a lot. I have a horrible past.
I know. That's what I call flight of ideas.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to put some very specific things down that I think are steps that can really change your course in terms of getting what you want. We'll be right back.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. Here's the thing. You have children that are missing their mother right now.
And I miss them dearly, okay? And the social worker says I can't even go see them unless there's a worker who gets paid to see them with me. Yeah. And that hurts. Like, she's getting paid $45 for 2 hours. She cut my visit short last time, a half hour.
Yeah.
A half hour short, she cut it because she had to get home to her family, Dr. Phil. Yeah. Of course she did.
Yeah. But...
That makes me angry.
Okay, well, let's talk about getting that under control.
Well, it's just I break plates in all my garage and say "Opa" instead of stabbing myself.
Okay, well, but listen to me here. Listen to me here. If you want to get this under control,
there's a step-by-step process.
You're going to need some help in doing that.
Of course.
Okay.
I don't want to be locked up for it, though.
Not.
I know. I'm just saying. That's what they're hoping you do to me, Dr. Phil.
I'm not.
Trust me.
Here's the thing. You're going to need to make a decision about something.
Yes.
I predict that right now you're having a lot of trouble with impulse control.
In Hollywood, yes, I did.
Well,
when I go home, I'm not going to.
No.
Can I ask you something then? I want to ask you a question. Are you a future teller?
I can predict some things in your future.
Well, I understand that. Obviously, with my record, I can see that. Okay, but then it's going to be time. I'm going to be put on probation, but now that I have a felony, that's even bigger. So now I can't even own a gun, which is that great. Does that include a paintball gun? Really, Amber? I'm asking logical questions because I really want to know. Because I understand what's going to happen. My lawyer I talked to said I'm going to be on probation for a year because the second time I got arrested. And now that I have another DUI and everything, yes, the judge isn't going to like that. I could be facing a felony. So that will be on my record. So I understand that. I understand those things. I could be locked up in jail. Okay, I'll face my consequences. I've met people who have been locked up in jail for a long time. Get out. I met the bouncer at the party last night. Listen, what are you laughing at?
You, because you're acting ridiculous, Amber. You're not worried about your children. You're worried about a damn bouncer.
I'm stuck in Hollywood. How am I supposed to worry about them right now?
I am worried about your children right now.
Oh, congratulations. I think they're fine. They're with their father who has custody of them right now, Dr. Phil. I think they're happy.
Well, then don't
they're
worry.
fine, right? Right now at this present time.
Yeah, don't you think they'd want to see their mother, though?
Don't you think they would?
Amber?
I think you need to hear what I have to say.
Yes, thank you,
Because
Dr.
even
Phil.
though it may not make a lot of sense to you right this minute,
Yeah.
hopefully somewhere somebody's got a DVR and you're going to hit record on this.
Oh, everywhere.
And you can watch
Everywhere.
it. You can watch it like 10 times, and maybe
Everywhere.
what I'm saying to you will sink in the 5th time, 6th time, 7th time, 8th time. I don't know.
100,000 people will.
But I'm just worried about one. That's you.
I know, and I worry
And
about
what-
myself. That's why I put myself on the show.
And what you need to understand is that when you choose the behavior,
Yes.
you choose the consequences that go with the
Yes,
behavior.
exactly.
And
And you
you've
deal with
chosen some behaviors that have set you up for some very dire consequences in terms of your children being taken away from you.
To a point.
You have exposed yourself criminally to what could be some very serious consequences in terms of these DUIs and driving around without
I
a
get it.
license and all, and that can get very serious for you. What I would rather do instead of punishing you is help you.
Thank you.
Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
You have to take, I guess, a bit of a blind leap of faith.
Okay.
Because I think that you do need to be evaluated. Then I would like to get you a life coach. I would like to get somebody that would help you to manage getting your kids back, manage getting your career on track, manage getting you where you have some happiness in your life.
Well, I can't wait till everyone sees this.
And some joy in your life.
Holy cow.
Well,
I don't want a life coach because I already have my life pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, not now. Hey. Everyone's laughing.
Here's what I want to do. There's a place that I want to do all this evaluation with you.
Yep.
And I want to send you there.
Okay.
And it's in Tennessee.
Okay.
And I'll fly you there at my expense.
Okay.
I'll pay all the bills while you're there. It won't
Okay.
cost you a penny.
All right.
The 8 cents you have, you'll have 8 cents when you leave.
Okay, perfect.
You keep your 8 cents.
Perfect.
It's a place called Onsite.
Okay.
And it is on a beautiful ranch in Tennessee.
Yep.
And it's a place that does really intense workups.
Right.
And intense workshops to really focus on what's important to you in your life. It's very customized.
Right.
And I think you would come out of there with a plan for CPS, for your kids.
See, I already had that plan.
I think, well, this would be a better one to say to the courts that you've really been working on yourself and show them this effort. I think it would be a real good faith effort that would give you a chance to really take a step in the right direction. Wouldn't have anything to do with these guys. Just totally you.
Perfect.
And I would like to set that up and send you there to start.
Okay.
How's that?
I will do it.
Deal?
Yes.
Okay. I want to thank my guests for being here. Special thanks to Miles Adcox and his team at Onsite. We'll see you next time. All right, deal? Let me get this done. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
I need to calm down. I'm not happy with the fact that they just won. Okay, they just won. I'm going away for another 2 weeks. Congratulations. It's ridiculous. Everyone I met in Hollywood said, you're awesome. I'm going to root for you. This backfired in my face.
Are you going to go to Onsite?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
We're so glad. And we will do
Don't touch
everything
me.
to help you, okay?
Don't touch me. I was ready to go home and put myself into this. Everyone I talked to, I said, I started my little firework here. I lit my fuse. So when I get home, I was going to blow up into this masterpiece. Okay, 2 more weeks out of my life is nothing.
It's nothing.
Trust me, I get this. That's why I said yes.